Chapter 1. Cough cough. Fang Yu coughed heavily a few times and slowly woke up. Where is this place? Fang Yu muttered to himself. Following his gaze, the corpses clearly told Fang Yu where this place was, a mass grave. Ugh! Following that, a sea of memories flooded in, giving Fang Yu a splitting headache. The original owner of this body actually had the same name as Fang Yu. The only difference was that he was born in one of the three big families in Skylight City, the Fang family, and was the son of the head of the family. Unfortunately, his mother was just a servant. Even after giving birth to a son, she was still not well liked. This was because his mother could not cultivate and was just an ordinary person. When she gave birth, her vitality was greatly damaged and she fell ill. After a few years, she passed away. The reason why Fang Yu was now in the mass grave was because the Fang family had important guests. Fang Yu was framed by someone and had offended the guest. He was beaten to death and his body was thrown into the mass grave. Fang Yu stared at the object under the corpse and felt that it looked familiar. He struggled to get it out. It's my mother's spirit tablet. The extremely weak Fang Yu was instantly enraged. He had merged with the original body's memories. Seeing his mother's spirit tablet being treated in such a manner, he felt the same way and was furious. However, Fang Yu was too weak at the moment. Just by venting his anger, he was already feeling dizzy. Suddenly, a mechanical voice sounded in Fang Yu's mind. System activating, host has confirmed. Fang Yu loading. The sudden change stunned Fang Yu. What the hell was this? Super slaughter system successfully activated. Host. Fang Yu level, body refining first layer experience, 0 out of 100 cultivation, none martial arts, none health, 110 the slaughter points. 0-inch super slaughter system? What is this? Why did such a thing appear in my mind? Fang Yu was dumbfounded. Although he did not know the exact situation, even without looking at the data, Fang Yu knew that his body was weak. If this continued, he could die at any time. I must do something, Fang Yu's thoughts quickly turned. Suddenly, he had a flash of inspiration. Super slaughter system? Could it be related to slaughter? Thinking about this, Fang Yu grabbed onto a life-saving straw. His eyes focused. He used all his strength on a small figure that jumped out from under the corpse. Pa! As the tiny figure's blood splattered everywhere, a voice rang out in Fang Yu's mind. Congratulations, host, for killing level 1 demon corpse rat. You have gained 10 experience points. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the life achievement mission, killing a demonic beast for the first time. The host has received a blood circulation pill. Blood invigorating pill, level 1 lower grade medicinal pill, restores 10 HP. Does the host want to use it? Seeing this, Fang Yu replied without hesitation, use it. Fang Yu's voice had just fallen when he felt a pure medicinal effect enter his body. Then the data panel's health directly returned to 10 points. Fang Yu stood up in shock. Because as his health returned to 10 points, his injuries were completely healed. The wounds from before were as good as new. If not for Fang Yu being sure that he was covered in wounds, he would have thought that this was a dream. Super slaughter system. What kind of sacred being is this? Fang Yu was shocked. Although he was not clear on the ins and outs, but he could be sure that the super slaughter system was beneficial to him. Although my injuries are healed, I am only at body refining first layer. This is not enough. Fang Yu's face became serious. That's right, he was lucky not to die, but it did not mean that he could do it once and for all. No matter where he was, the principle of strength being respected would never change. According to the original body's memories, in this world, those who were at body refining 9th layer were called martial warriors. After that, it was martial artist, martial master, martial grandmaster, martial spirit, martial king, martial emperor, martial ancestor, martial revered, martial saint, and martial emperor. The heads of the 3 big families in Skylight City were all at the level of Martial Grandmaster. Although the level of Martial Grandmaster did not seem like much, in reality, it was enough to dominate a small place like Skylight City. In the surrounding area, Martial Grandmasters were as rare as phoenix feathers and unicorn horns. Now that Fang Yu was only at body refining first layer, the gap was too big. Moreover, when it came to cultivation, one had to start from the ground. Cultivation techniques were the blueprint. The better the blueprints, the faster the construction and the higher the final achievement. If one did not have the blueprints, their cultivation would be like a snail crawling. Even if Fang Yu was here, it would still be difficult to cook without rice. The experience here has changed from 0 to 10 points? Does it mean that if I raise the experience to 100 points, I can level up? From body refining first layer to second layer? Fang Yu could not help but think about it. After all, according to the literal meaning, as long as he had enough experience, he could level up and become a martial artist, or even a martial king. Just thinking about it did not give him an answer. Fang Yu decided to give it a try himself. After all, there would never be a lack of level 1 corpse eating rats in the mass grave. Pa! Pa! The recovered Fang Yu killed a few corpse eating rats as easily as flipping his hand. In just a few moves, he killed 9 of them. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up and advancing to the second layer of body refining first layer. Current experience 100200. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the first level up of the life achievement mission. You have received a blood burst pill. Blood burst pill. Effect: by burning one's blood, one will be able to activate the strength of a 1-star martial artist for 10 minutes. Side effects: 1 hour of weakness. There's a reward for leveling up? Fang Yu's eyebrows twitched. He was pleasantly surprised. Speaking of which, the value of the blood burst pill was higher than the blood invigoration pill. Although there were some side effects, being able to activate the strength of a 1-star martial artist for 10 minutes was undoubtedly a life-saving trump card. If he could not win, he could use the blood burst pill to escape. However, at this moment, a surprised voice suddenly sounded. Fang Yu, you're not dead? Fang Yu looked back, his eyes cold. The person who came was a young man who was only a few years older than him. The two of them had a faint resemblance. This was the son of the 3rd elder, Fang Han. He was one of the culprits who wanted to kill him. After the surprise, Fang Han smiled coldly. I knew that they just threw you in the mass grave. I was afraid that there would be trouble, so I came to help destroy the evidence. I never thought that you would still be alive. If I didn't come today, I'm afraid that we would have left a scourge behind. But since you met me, Fang Yu, you're dead. After speaking, a faint light appeared on the surface of Fang Han's body, and his aura skyrocketed. Seeing this, Fang Yu's expression changed. Martial arts aura? Fang Han, you're already a martial artist? Chapter 2. Martial Arts Aura. This was the symbol of a martial artist. It meant that one had left the body refinement realm and had officially embarked on the path of cultivation. Fang Han was only a few years older than Fang Yu. His aptitude was average, but as the son of the 3rd elder of the Fang family, after being nourished by various treasures for a few years, becoming a martial artist was something that was set in stone. Fang Yu was only in the 2nd level of body refinement realm. In comparison, the difference was too great. Bang! Sure enough, even though Fang Yu was prepared for Fang Han's attack, the moment the other party really attacked, his body could not keep up with his brain. He only saw a blur in front of his eyes and was sent flying more than 10 feet away. Puff! Fang Yu spat out blood. His life points, which had quietly changed due to his advancement to the 2nd level of body refinement realm, also changed from 20 points to 5 points. He instantly lost half of his life. A one-star martial artist is actually so terrifying. Fang Yu frowned. Hee, a mere bastard child of a servant girl is not worthy of the blood of the Fang family. You and your mother are the stains of the Fang family. Fang Han, who was walking towards Fang Yu, suddenly saw the spirit tablet beside him and laughed. Fang Han, how dare you? Fang Yu, who realized what Fang Han was trying to do, was furious. Fang Han, this despicable person, actually wanted to destroy his mother's spirit tablet. Fang Han ignored Fang Yu's roar. In his opinion, there was no need to care about the howling of a stray dog. What's more, he was going to send Fang Yu to hell later to accompany his bitch mother, who had already passed away. Just as Fang Yu was about to explode in anger, the mechanical system notification sounded again. The system has detected that the host's fighting spirit is high. Would you like to use the blood explosion pill? Yes. Fang Yu replied without hesitation. He had already disrespected his mother by letting her spirit tablet be thrown into the mass grave. How could he allow Fang Han to destroy her spirit tablet? In the next moment, Fang Yu's body shook. His cultivation, which was originally in the second level of body refinement realm, suddenly surged and broke through the shackles of the body refinement realm. Martial arts aura filled his limbs and bones, his aura soaring. What? Fang Han, who was about to step on the spirit tablet, seemed to realize something and looked up in surprise. However, the moment he raised his head, Fang Yu's fist rapidly enlarged in front of Fang Han. Bang! With a punch, Fang Han felt the world spinning around him. He was sent flying dozens of feet away. Then, he felt something sweet in his throat and spat out blood. Fang Yu did not give Fang Han a chance to react. He grabbed a piece of scrap metal nearby and stabbed it into Fang Han's throat. Ugh! Gulp! Fang Han looked at Fang Yu in disbelief. His throat was bleeding profusely, but the rotten iron had pierced through his throat and into the ground. He could not move at all. In the end, Fang Han slowly died under Fang Yu's gaze. Until the moment of his death, Fang Han still didn't understand how Fang Yu, who was obviously only in the body refining realm, could suddenly increase his cultivation to that of a one-star martial artist and kill him in a split second. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a one-star martial artist and gaining 100 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up and advancing to the third level of body refining realm. Current experience points 200,300. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the life achievement mission, the first massacre. You have received a body strengthening pill. After a series of notifications from the system, Fang Yu's eyes lit up. Body strengthening pill? In the original owner's memory, this was a treasure that could only be found by chance. It could allow a person in the body refining realm to level up by at least 3 levels. Although it was only a level 1 upper grade pill, in terms of rarity, it was not inferior to a level 2 lower grade pill. He did not expect to be rewarded with a body strengthening pill after killing Fang Han. Use the body strengthening pill, Fang Yu said. Ding! Use the body strengthening pill. Ding! Congratulations to the host for gaining 400 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up and advancing to the 7th level of body refining realm. Current experience points 600,700. I reached the 7th level of body refining realm so quickly. Fang Yu was tongue-tied. This speed of leveling up could be said to be rapid progress. Even the strongest of the younger generation in Skylight City could not compare to him. What was the origin of this super massacre system? Fang Yu pondered for a while, but to no avail. His attention fell on the dead Fang Han. Fang Han came to destroy the corpse and never returned. Perhaps no one would suspect him for a while, but as time passes, people will definitely find out. By then, the Fang family will send experts to hunt me down. I will be in a very passive position. Fang Yu thought to himself. I have to turn the tables. I can't just sit here and wait for my death. After thinking about it, Fang Yu felt that his aura had inexplicably weakened. He then remembered that he had used the blood explosion pill. The side effect was to be weak for an hour. Perhaps it was because he had leveled up a few times, but the weak state that came with taking pills at the second level of body refining realm was not that strong for him at the seventh level of body refining realm. No, I have to go back to the Fang family. Fang Yu made up his mind. If he acted in secret, even if he was killed by the Fang family's experts, it would not cause much of a stir. But now that the Fang family had guests at their door, it would not be so easy for the Fang family to kill him in front of so many people. Not to mention, the Fang family was not the only big family in Skylight City. The other Zhang and Lin families would be happy to see the Fang family in trouble. It is the Fang family's fault for disturbing Miss Tang today. This is a small gift, please accept it. In the main hall of the Fang family, a middle-aged man sitting at the head of the table gave an item to a girl in a red dress with a smile. The girl looked to be about 14 or 15 years old. Her eyebrows were like a painting and she was a rare beauty. But under her makeup there was a gloomy aura. She did not look like a teenager at all. She looked more like an old woman in her twilight years, lifeless and lifeless. For offending our miss, it would not be too much even if you died 100 times. Without waiting for the girl in the red dress to speak, the old woman beside her said coldly. Granny, the girl in the red dress smiled bitterly. Miss, I know you are kind, but some things, and some people can't be hidden from everyone. Although nothing happened today. Or rather, fortunately, nothing happened in the end. Otherwise, this old woman would have gone crazy today, and see how capable the experts of Skylight City are. The old woman said indifferently to everyone present. The head of the Fang family, Fang Zhao, smiled apologetically. Today's incident was caused by my stupid son. I have already sent people to chase him out of the family and remove his name from the family tree. Hearing this, the old woman did not continue to make things difficult. After all, this was the Fang family's territory, and they had already chased her son out of the family for doing such a stupid thing and punished him severely. Furthermore, the miss had said that she would not pursue the matter any further, so she could not take it to heart. Seeing that the old woman had stopped talking, Fang Zhao heaved a sigh of relief. Just as he was about to speak, his heart suddenly rose to his throat. Patriarch, something bad has happened. Young Master Fang Yu, he's back. And he has consecutively defeated the family servants and is about to reach the main hall. Chapter 3. As soon as he said this, the atmosphere in the main hall, which had just warmed up, suddenly dropped slightly. What? After a moment of silence, Fang Zhao said in a low voice. Fang Yu is back? Didn't they say that they had already dealt with him? Master, young Master Fang Yu is about to kill his way into our main hall. The servant who came to report hurriedly replied. Haha, is this how your Fang clan handles things? Is this your Fang clan's sincerity? The old woman next to the girl in the red dress chuckled. Originally, due to the young lady's will and the Fang clan's timely handling, this matter was more or less over. But now, the criminal Fang Yu was back and was about to kill his way into the main hall. What was the meaning of this? Was this how the Fang clan treated their guests? Faced with this question, Fang Zhao was speechless. Crackle! Fang Yu charged straight in. The servants, who were only at the third and fifth level of the body refinement realm, were no match for him. Fang Yu, how dare you? Surrender now! Suddenly, a thunderous roar exploded. It's the third elder. Fang Yu, who recognized the voice, did not have time to react before he was knocked over by a huge force. No need to trouble the Fang clan elder, let us deal with this thief. Just as the third elder of the Fang clan was about to take the opportunity to kill, a cold old woman's voice slowly rang out. Immediately after, The old woman who was guarding the girl in the red dress took the initiative to stand in front of the fallen Fang Yu. She looked down at the youth who had caused a ruckus in her house. Seeing this, the third elder of the Fang clan frowned. This way, it would be difficult for him to take the opportunity to kill Fang Yu, because this old woman hid her strength well. If he guessed correctly, she was most likely a great martial master and her level was not low. He did not have the ability to kill someone in front of such a person. Mother Tang, this is not good, right? The one who spoke was Fang Zhao, who had heard the news. No matter what, Fang Yu was his son. Even if he died, he could only die in the hands of the Fangs. How could he let others deal with him? Patriarch of the Fang clan, I believed your explanation and gave you a chance to deal with this matter. Now that he's still alive and kicking, it means that you can't even handle a small matter properly. If that's the case, why don't I do it for you? After all, the daughters of the Tang sect have a noble status, and their reputation is even more so. Fang Zhao and the others didn't know what to say. Fang Yu looked on coldly as if it had nothing to do with him, but in fact, he was thinking quickly about how to deal with this situation. That's right, Fang Yu had been beaten to death for offending an esteemed guest because he had taken advantage of the fact that the old woman's master, the red-dressed young lady, was taking a bath. This concerned the reputation of an esteemed lady, and the other party was an esteemed guest that the three big families of Skylight City were fighting to invite. Fang Yu, who had committed such a mistake, would be severely punished by the Fang clan even if he did not die. He might even be expelled from the Fang clan. However, under the manipulation of someone with ulterior motives, Fang Yu had been beaten to death and his body thrown into a mass grave. Mother, the red-dressed young lady looked at Fang Yu and felt a little sorry for him, but under the mother's gaze, she hesitated. No matter what, Fang Yu had indeed offended her, and the mother had done it for her own good. How could she expose the mother in front of everyone? However, just as Fang Yu was thinking about how to deal with this situation, the system's voice sounded again. Mission: help Tang Wu get rid of the dark Yin energy. Dark Yin energy? Fang Yu was stunned. No wonder the red-dressed young lady, Tang Wu, had a faint gloomy aura despite her youthful beauty. It was because of the dark Yin energy. Now that he knew the reason, things would be easier. Fang Yu was not shocked. Instead, he laughed and said, "Offended? When did I, Fang Yu, offend anyone?" What? Hearing this, everyone was shocked and looked at Fang Yu in shock. Because of Fang Yu, their relationship with the Tang clan's esteemed guest was already very tense. This Mother Tang was even more unwilling to let the matter rest. Due to the fact that the other party was a martial grandmaster, the Fang clan could not do anything. However, Fang Yu, who should have been punished, had returned alive and well. The Fang clan could not explain themselves clearly, and now Fang Yu was still unwilling to admit his guilt. Wasn't this adding fuel to the fire? As expected, after hearing Fang Yu's words, not to mention the swift and decisive Mother Tang, even Tang Wu's expression became gloomy. If Fang Yu really did not do it on purpose, or if he had been set up by someone else, or if it was just a coincidence, she could forgive him. However, Fang Yu had offended her when she was bathing. This was the truth, but he refused to admit it. How could Tang Wu not be angry? "How dare you, Fang Yu? How dare you speak without thinking?" Third elder scolded in a deep voice. "How dare I? Speak without thinking? Ha ha. At that time, I was in a hurry to treat Miss Tang's illness. At most, I accidentally offended her. How could I offend her?" Fang Yu stood up and said with a smile. "Treat her illness?" Hearing this, everyone was stunned. Third elder and the others could not help but laugh coldly. Everyone knew that the young lady of the Tang clan was passing by to treat her illness. Now, Fang Yu was making up such a reason to absolve himself. What a joke. If I'm not wrong, Miss Tang's illness was probably present at birth. Then, as she grew older, it became more serious, right? Fang Yu said confidently. Oh. Granny Tang and Tang Wu were both stunned. Humph! What a load of nonsense! You've been ignorant since you were young. How could you know how to treat illnesses? Patriarch, I request that you capture Fang Yu and execute him on the spot. Third elder snorted and cupped his fists to Fang Zhao. Granted, Fang Zhao said as he looked at Fang Yu with a complicated gaze. Seeing this, Fang Yu's heart sank. This cheap father of his was indeed not a kind man. He killed his own son without any hesitation. No wonder he was thrown into a mass grave when he was reborn. If Fang Zhao had cared for Fang Yu even a little bit, Fang Yu would not have ended up like this. The only thing we can do now is to place our hopes on them. Fang Yu looked very confident as he met Tang Wu's gaze. How did you know this? Tang Wu asked slowly. When she asked this question, many people were shocked. Fang Yu was actually a blind cat that caught a dead mouse and got it right? Even the doctor who treated me before couldn't tell. How did you know? Tang Wu asked. Brat, speak. Mother Tang signaled fiercely. Old hag, you'd better show some respect. You should know that the only person who can save your young lady is me, Fang Yu. Fang Yu looked at Mother Tang, who was a martial grandmaster, and said without any trace of politeness. Hiss, seeing this, the Fang clan members couldn't help but gasp. Mother Tang's strength was unfathomable. She was at least a martial grandmaster. Even someone like the patriarch had to be polite to her. How could Fang Yu order someone like her around? Was he not afraid that she would kill him in a fit of anger? Chapter 4. Granny Tang was furious, but she didn't explode in anger. Instead, she laughed. What a sharp-tongued brat. Fine. If you have the ability to cure my young miss, not to mention looking down on an old woman like me, even if you want me to kowtow to you, I am willing. This scene caused everyone's eyes to pop out of their socket. This martial grandmaster from the Tang sect actually forgave Fang Yu for his rudeness? Granny Tang Wu was touched. Young miss, my tolerance is based on the premise that he can cure you. If he doesn't have the ability, his fate won't be as simple as being ground to dust. Granny Tang replied with a smile. Although her smile was amiable, everyone could feel the coldness beneath it. Fang Yu was no exception. However, he couldn't back down now. There were more obstacles ahead, so he could only brace himself and continue acting. Haha. It's just a minor illness. Do you think I, Fang Yu, can't cure it? Don't embarrass yourself here. Fang Yu disdained. Let's hope your medical skills are as good as your mouth. Granny Tang looked deeply at Fang Yu and said, Fang Yu, what are you doing? Get back here. Can you bear the consequences of delaying Miss Tang's treatment? Fang Zhao said in a low voice. Although Fang Yu was exaggerating, as her father, how could he not know the actual situation? Moreover, Miss Tang had been seeking medical treatment for many years. Almost all of the national experts had requested to see her. If she could be cured, she would have done so long ago. Perhaps Fang Yu was grasping at straws, but Fang Zhao wouldn't allow him to drag the Fang family down with him. Haha, father, please allow me to call you father. Are you saying that because you think my medical skills aren't good enough, or that Miss Tang is incurable? Fang Yu chuckled. You are naturally worried that your medical skills aren't good enough. Fang Zhao's veins bulged. This young miss of the Tang family would be a dead person sooner or later. This was a publicly acknowledged fact. The Fang family had invited them as guests only to curry favor with the Tang family, to show their faces and form a friendship. However, they absolutely didn't dare to treat Tang Wu's illness or do anything else. If this young miss of the Tang family were to suddenly die because of this, they wouldn't be able to clear their names. If it really came to this point, they would probably be massacred by the Tang family and usher in a disaster. They had already tried their best to avoid this pit, but Fang Yu insisted on jumping in with the entire Fang family. How could Fang Zhao agree to that? That's right. The patriarch's words are reasonable. Fang Yu, don't cause trouble. Fang Yu, stand down. As long as you are willing to step down, everything that happened before can be discussed. In the name of an elder, I guarantee that your previous mistakes will be written off. The members of the Fang clan continued to persuade him. Fang Yu glanced at the third elder who promised to spare him in the name of an elder, and laughed in his heart. I wonder if the third elder will still write off everything with me when he finds out that I killed Fang Han? After thinking about it, Fang Yu's gaze fell on Tang Wu again. I can treat Miss Tang, but I have a condition. What condition? Tang Wu asked. I will take responsibility for this matter. If I fail, it will be my fault. If I succeed, all the benefits and gratitude will belong to me, Fang Yu. Fang Yu said bluntly. Tang Wu and the others frowned. In Tang Wu and her servant's eyes, Fang Yu was definitely not comparable to the young miss of the Tang family. Also, wasn't the relationship between Fang Yu and the Tang family too bad? This made Tang Wu and her servant even more certain of their previous conjecture. The Fang family members looked at each other. Since Fang Yu had already said this, how could they respond? All right, I agree. You can try to treat me. If you succeed, the credit will be yours. If you fail, the responsibility will also be yours. Tang Wu hesitated for a moment before agreeing. Young Miss Granny Tang was still somewhat worried. Fang Yu was just a child. Even if he started practicing medicine in his mother's womb, how could he be better than the current national master? Granny, he was able to tell at a glance that my illness was present when I was born. No one can do this, Tang Wu said softly. Even if Granny Tang wanted to object, she couldn't find a suitable reason. After all, the Tang family had sought medicine for the young miss for many years, but no one could tell how Tang Wu's illness came about. Then please prepare a quiet room for us, Fang Yu said generously. The courtyard that the Fang family arranged for me is very quiet and safe. Tang Wu replied. All right, please. Fang Yu nodded. After watching Fang Yu and Tang Wu leave, the third elder stepped forward and asked, Patriarch, does Fang Yu really know medicine? Fang Zhao shook his head. If that's the case, why, the third elder didn't understand. The young miss of the Tang family has already agreed. Can I still refuse? What if, in the end, that brat Fang Yu really succeeds by sheer luck? Wouldn't that mean that our Fang clan is intentionally standing idly by? Then we'll be in a difficult position. Fang Zhao explained, but if Fang Yu personally asks to bear the responsibility, then the matter won't change. If he fails, he'll bear the responsibility alone. If he succeeds, then won't the Fang family get a share of the benefits? Fang Yu's surname is Fang. The third elder came to a realization and praised the patriarch's foresight. Tell me what to do next. When they arrived at the courtyard and stepped into the hall, Granny Tang took the initiative to ask. Take off your clothes first. Fang Yu replied without hesitation. What? Granny Tang and Tang Wu were stunned. How dare you? How dare you ask my miss to take off her clothes? Granny Tang said angrily. Our young miss's body is precious. How can you tarnish her pure reputation? If you're talking about tarnishing her pure reputation, didn't you already do it once before? What's the difference between once and twice? As he spoke, Fang Yu noticed that Tang Wu's small face was terrifyingly gloomy. He hurriedly said, Moreover, a doctor has the heart of a parent. I'm examining your body from the perspective of medicine, not a common view. Moreover, according to your situation, if you don't solve it soon, you'll die in 3 years at most, or at least 1 year. In comparison, whether you take off your clothes or not is up to you. Tang Wu was silent for a long time. Her small hands trembled as she moved. Young miss, Granny Tang hurriedly stopped her. Granny, it's fine. If you can really save me, then you'll have the heart of a doctor. I won't lose a piece of flesh. Tang Wu sighed and her gaze turned cold. If he's just a lecher, then we naturally have a way to make him pay the price. After saying that, There was a rustling sound as Tang Wu stood in front of Fang Yu with her eyes closed. Granny Tang stared into the young man's eyes and discovered that when the young miss closed her eyes, Fang Yu's gaze was clean and without the slightest hint of profanity. This caused the old woman, who had seen countless people, to be stunned. Was the young miss not charming enough, or was there really such an upright gentleman in the world? Fang Yu stared at Tang Wu for a long time. When Tang Wu's small face turned from white to red and then back to white, he slowly said, "As expected, this is a fiend body." Chapter 5. Baleful body? Both Tang Wu and Granny Tang were stunned when they heard that. Yes, baleful body. Fang Yu nodded. Are you talking about some kind of special body? Granny Tang asked. Yes. Fang Yu nodded. Ridiculous! Granny Tang shouted. Our Tang sect has been established for many years, and we've never heard of any baleful body. Furthermore, the martial spirit aura that our Tang sect's martial artists cultivate is of the purest yang. The baleful body is obviously the opposite of that. How could it appear in the bodies of our Tang family's disciples? Although Tang Wu didn't say anything, she tacitly agreed with Granny Tang's words. Not to mention that among the many recorded physiques, there had never been a body of evil. However, dragons gave birth to dragons, phoenixes gave birth to phoenixes, and the son of a mouse could dig holes. The Tang family had been practicing martial arts with extreme yang energy for generations. How could there be a body of evil? Fang Yu said calmly, the world is big and there are all kinds of strange things. Although the Tang sect is big, it's only a corner of the entire myriad spirit continent. Can it represent the entire martial arts world? Furthermore, the people of the Tang sect have been practicing the most yang techniques for generations, but what about the people outside the Tang sect? If they're not from the Tang sect, it's not strange for them to have this kind of body, is it? After a pause, Fang Yu said again. How dare you? You're questioning the young lady's legitimacy. Granny Tang frowned. Tang Wu's expression was also very ugly. After all, according to Fang Yu's words, didn't it mean that Tang Wu's bloodline was impure and she wasn't a true member of the Tang family? No. You've misunderstood. Seeing this, Fang Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He knew that they must have misunderstood. Misunderstood? That's what you mean, right? Granny Tang said coldly. That's what I mean, but that's not what I mean. Fang Yu's expression didn't change. He met Tang Wu's eyes and said, Miss Tang, the fact is that the veins of are gradually appearing on the surface of your body means that you most likely have a body. Let me ask you, when you were born, was it during the year, month, day, or even hour? Nanny. Tang Wu turned to look at Granny Tang. Granny Tang was an elder of the Tang family, and she had helped deliver Tang Wu when she was born. Indeed, it's the year, month, day, hour, but what does that mean? There should be a lot of babies born at this time. Nanny Tang stared closely at Fang Yu, observing his every move. But the difference is that Miss Tang's ancestor should have been born in the year, month, day, hour. He took advantage of the situation and cultivated a body. This kind of body has a certain degree of inheritance. If his descendants have a woman born in the year, month, day, hour, there's more than a 50% chance that she'll be born with a body. This is a good thing. Although it doesn't conform to the Tang family's extreme yang, if a body matures, it's still extremely terrifying. Fang Yu spoke frankly with assurance, stunning Tang Wu and Granny Tang. For a moment, they didn't know whether Fang Yu was telling the truth or not. Actually, if you want to know whether it's true or not, you'll know with a try. Fang Yu stood with his hands behind his back and said, Miss Tang has been tortured for many years because of the energy. You think it's a bad thing, so you keep trying to expel it. As time goes by, it's neither good nor bad. As long as Miss Tang consumes a Een body-type treasure, she'll know that it's better to expel it than to block it. Just like one of her ancestors, she'll take advantage of the situation and stimulate the Een body. Moreover, with the foundation left behind by her ancestors, it won't be difficult for her to succeed. Granny Tang frowned, still doubting Fang Yu's words. Tang Wu pondered for a moment, then let out a long sigh and said, "Granny, let's try according to what he said. Didn't we bring a spirit of darkness Lingji as a gift? Let me consume it." "Miss, you really want to try? Alright." Granny Tang wanted to continue persuading her, but under Tang Wu's gaze, she followed her wishes. Granny Tang knew very well that Tang Wu looked weak and gentle, but when she was stubborn, even Master and Madam couldn't persuade her. Spirit of Darkness Lingji, seeing Granny Tang take out a gloomy Lingji and feeling the terrifying Een energy on it, Fang Yu's heart skipped a beat. The Tang sect was indeed rich and imposing. Such a treasure, he believed that even the 3 big families of Skylight City would have to suffer great losses to obtain it. Tang Wu was willing to use such a treasure just to verify his theory. He was truly bold. Tang Wu ignored Fang Yu's envious and jealous gaze. She took a deep breath and seriously refined and swallowed the spirit of darkness Lingji. This was a bold attempt. If she failed, Tang Wu would probably lose even a year of her life. However, if she succeeded. Thinking of this, Tang Wu made up her mind and completely refined this medium-sized treasure of heaven and earth. Ugh! The spirit of darkness Lingji turned into billowing Een energy and entered her body, causing Tang Wu to show a pained expression. The faint Een energy veins on the surface of her body also became clear at this moment. Miss Granny Tang was burning with anxiety. She was really old and muddle-headed, actually allowing Miss and this young lad to do as they pleased. Now she was done for, actually causing the Een energy in Miss' body to explode. However, before Granny Tang could reprimand Fang Yu, Tang Wu's situation had a glimmer of hope. Due to the refinement of the spirit of darkness Lingji, Tang Wu's Een energy had expanded to the extreme and suddenly merged with the Een energy veins all over her body. Not only did the terrifying Een energy melt away like ice and snow, but these veins were also clearly integrated. Accompanied by traces of Een energy, the body of darkness was officially activated. This Granny Tang was extremely agitated and didn't know what to say. Although she wasn't sure if Tang Wu's current body constitution was the body of darkness, Miss had definitely activated a powerful body constitution. There was no doubt about this. Moreover, with the activation of the body constitution, Tang Wu's original aura of death had completely disappeared and was replaced by vigorous vitality. Ding! Congratulations on completing the system mission. Help Tang Wu dissolve the Een energy. Ding! Mission reward received. Yellow Tier Cultivation Technique Random Voucher X1. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the first life achievement mission. You have received 1 slaughter point. The series of notifications made Fang Yu's eyes light up. Yellow Tier Cultivation Technique Random Voucher? I just happened to be lacking a cultivation technique. Fang Yu was unable to contain his joy. Although with the super slaughter system, he could level up as if he didn't have a cultivation technique. However, since the 2 words cultivation technique existed in the item column, it definitely had a certain meaning. Other than that, what Fang Yu was most concerned about was the slaughter points. Although it was only 1 point, Fang Yu's intuition told him that this thing was definitely not simple. Chapter 6. Just as Fang Yu was thinking about this, the system prompt sounded again. Ding! Would you like to use 1 slaughter point to activate the slaughter store? Seeing this, Fang Yu was stunned for a moment and then replied without hesitation, Activate. Ding! Slaughter points, -1, a slaughter shop, has been activated. Following this, Fang Yu saw the newly activated slaughter store on his status panel. Host, Fang Yu level, Body Refinement 7th Layer Experience, 600700 Cultivation Technique, None Martial Arts, None Life Points, 70 Slaughter Points, 0 Slaughter Store. With a thought, Fang Yu attempted to enter the slaughter shop. Unfortunately, after entering, it was empty. There was nothing. Where is the store? Why is there nothing? Fang Yu's head was filled with black lines. Ding. Slaughter store is currently level 1, there are no fixed refreshment items, only random refreshment items. If you want to obtain fixed refreshment items, please continue to upgrade slaughter store. The system's mechanical voice slowly sounded. Then the random refreshment items, how long will they be refreshed? Fang Yu asked again. Answer. The time is not certain, it could be a minute, a month, or a year. Towards the system's reply, Fang Yu was really speechless. So the slaughter store was just a decoration. How many points do I need to upgrade slaughter store? Fang Yu rolled his eyes and asked. Slaughter store requires 10 points to upgrade to the next level. The system immediately replied, 10 points. It doesn't seem that far away. Just now I seem to see some changes in the status panel? Fang Yu seemed to have remembered something and said. When he had just obtained the slaughter points, he seemed to have seen a plus sign behind level and life points. Answer. With the host's current level, 1 slaughter point can directly increase 1 level, or increase life points by 50 points. Fang Yu suddenly understood. If that was the case, activating the slaughter merchant city would be more worth it. Anyway, he was only at the body refining realm now, and leveling up was easy. It was not worth it to spend 1 slaughter point. Speaking of which, what is a yellow tier random cultivation method voucher? Fang Yu asked curiously. Yellow level cultivation technique, random learning, and coupon. He recognized these 3 terms, but when they were put together, Fang Yu didn't know what to say. Answer. As the name suggests, a yellow tier random cultivation technique coupon is a yellow tier cultivation technique that allows you to randomly learn a target yellow tier cultivation technique. The system's answer opened the door to a whole new world for Fang Yu. How could there be such an operation? Does the host wish to use the yellow level random cultivation method coupon? The system asked. Use it. Fang Yu decisively used it. Please select a target. The system asked again. I choose Tang Wu. Fang Yu hesitated for a moment before coming up with an answer. Although Granny Tang was a martial grandmaster, Tang Wu was only a small martial warrior. But in terms of status, Tang Wu was way ahead of Granny Tang. In other words, although Tang Wu was young, she might be able to touch the true treasure of the Tang sect. Legend had it that the Tang sect had a cultivation technique called the Mysterious Heaven Technique. It was extremely powerful and far surpassed the cultivation techniques of the 3 major clans in Skylight City. Fang Yu would either choose not to learn, or he would definitely learn the best. Therefore, Tang Wu was naturally the best choice. Ding. Successfully learned. Cultivation technique. Mysterious Heaven Technique. There are a total of 9 levels. The first 3 levels correspond to the yellow tier, the middle 3 correspond to the black tier, and the upper 3 correspond to the earth tier. Ding. The upper 3 levels of the Mysterious Heaven Technique have been lost in the Wanling continent. Ding. Yellow tier random cultivation method coupon level restriction. Currently, the host has learned the first 3 levels of the Mysterious Heaven Technique. Grade. Yellow tier upper. When the upgrade of the system was completed, Fang Yu felt that an extremely profound scripture had taken root in his mind. Authentic Tang Sect, Mysterious Heaven Technique. Fang Yu was extremely excited. Although it was only the first 3 levels, the Mysterious Heaven Technique was different from ordinary cultivation technique. When he needed it in the future, he would think of a way to connect it. I didn't expect young Master Fong to have such medical skills at such a young age. Tang Wu, who had put on her clothes again, sighed. Previously, Tang Wu had gauged the heart of a gentleman with her own yardstick. No matter. A doctor has the heart of a parent, Fong Yu said righteously. As he spoke, he could not help but take a few more glances at Tang Wu. Tang Wu was a beauty in the making. In the future, she would definitely be a beauty that could cause the downfall of a city. If Fong Yu was not moved at all by the scene just now, would he still be human? However, Granny Tang had been watching from the side the entire time. Even if Fong Yu wanted to take a few more glances and lower his gaze, he had to be on guard against this martial grandmaster of the Tang sect who would slap his head into mush. Sigh. Inhuman. Fong Yu was secretly regretful. Was this something a human would do? Our Tang sect once promised that if anyone could cure my chronic illness, the entire Tang sect would do its best to help the benefactor accomplish one thing. Tang Wu said seriously. Granny Tang could not help but feel nervous, because Fong Yu really did cure her young miss. If Fong Yu did not know what was good for him and wanted to become the Tang sect's son-in-law, with her young miss' stubborn personality, she might really marry Fong Yu. What virtue and ability did Fong Yu have? How could he be worthy of her young miss? Even if Fong Yu's medical skills were amazing and his eyesight was sharp, medicine was still the most important thing in the Tao of medicine. With Fong Yu's cultivation, it would be extremely difficult for him to become an apothecary. Although doctors had the ability to cure illnesses, how could they compare to an apothecary? I haven't thought about this yet. Can I keep it for another day? Fong Yu pondered for a while. He really did not know what to ask for. If he asked for too much, the Tang sect might not be willing to honor it. If he asked for too little, he would be at a disadvantage. He might as well keep it for another day and use it to his advantage. Sure. I will report this to my parents. In the secret scroll, the person who has done me a great favor is Fong Yu of the Skylight City's Fong family. Tang Wu said seriously. Sigh, sigh, sigh. Miss Tang, you just have to remember the two words Fong Yu. Skylight City's Fong family, hee hee. Fong Yu said with a fake smile. The Skylight City's Fong family wanted to take advantage of this? Scram to the side. Although I'm not too sure about the grudge between the Fong family and Fong Yu, your previous offense, I'm afraid that the Fong family deliberately set it up to kill you with a borrowed knife. Tang Wu continued. Although she had been sickly and weak, she had a pure heart. Fong Yu did not look like a fool. Why would he barge in when she was bathing for no reason? He must have been used by someone with ulterior motives. Speaking of this, Granny Tang was also burning with anger. Humph! What a Fong family! They actually dared to use our young Mrs. Innocence to achieve their goals. I'll go and see what the Fong family's master is capable of later. When Tang Wu's condition had been worsening, of course, they did not have the time to be calculative. But now that Tang Wu had recovered, this debt had to be settled properly. In response, Fong Yu smiled indifferently. Just as he was about to speak, the system's voice rang in his mind. Ding! Random mission. Chapter 7. Random mission. Investigate Fong Yi's death. Hearing this, Fong Yu was stunned. Fong Yi, this was Fong Yu's mother's name. She was a child of the Fong family and had a low status. However, she was beautiful and quiet. She caught Fong Zhao's eye and became one of the young master's personal maids. Later on, she gave birth to Fong Yu by accident. However, Fong Yi gave birth to Fong Yu, causing much dissatisfaction within the Fong family. During the birth, it was extremely dangerous and in the end, she gave birth to this son. Due to her illness at that time, Fong Yi passed away a few years later. Even the original owner of the body did not have a deep impression of this mother. He only vaguely remembered that she was a delicate and pretty girl who always had a faint smile on her face. Thinking back to his mother, Fong Yu was in a daze. Why would the super slaughter system issue such a mission? Could it be that there is something fishy about my mother's death? Fang Yu could not help but think to himself. At that time, Fang Zhao was engaged. However, before his fiancée was married, his maid gave birth to a son for Fang Zhao. This caused the female family to lose a lot of face and the marriage was called off. However, Fang Yu's grandfather, the previous head of the family, was extremely powerful. He used thunder to clear all obstacles for Fang Zhao. In the end, he took over the position of head of the family without any mishaps. It's a pity that the position of head of the family has nothing to do with me, Fang Yu. Fang Yu laughed at himself. So what if he was not of the Fang family's legitimate bloodline? So what if he was Fang Zhao's son? He was just a bastard in the eyes of others. Luckily, whether it was in his previous life or this life, Fang Yu had never thought of relying on anyone. He only believed in himself. Even though there is the super slaughter system in this life, it seems that there is no harm in it. I'll just trust it for now. Fang Yu thought to himself. I wonder what the result will be. Near Tang Wu's courtyard, a group of Fang family higher-ups were waiting for the result. They did not believe that Fang Yu had such superb medical skills to be able to cure Tang Wu. But what if? If Fang Yu was lucky again, the Tang sect would owe them a huge favor. Thinking about it, with this favor, it would not be too difficult to turn Skylight City from a tripartite balance of power into a dominant power. They're out. Someone noticed that someone had pushed open the door of the courtyard and couldn't help but ask. The first to come out was Fang Yu. His expression was natural, and no one could tell if he was happy or angry. The gazes of the members of the Fang clan didn't linger on Fang Yu for too long. They looked past Fang Yu and landed on Tang Wu. Tang Wu was still Tang Wu, but the aura of death that had been faintly discernible before had been completely swept away. Instead, it was replaced by a radiant and exuberant vitality. Fang Yu succeeded. Fang Zhao and the others, who had sharp eyes, immediately saw through the clues. However, before they could congratulate him, Granny Tang, who was standing at the back of the three, had already said darkly, "What a great Fang clan! You clearly knew that young Master Fang Yu had such superb medical skills, but not only did you not arrange a meeting with our miss, you even set up a trap to frame her. Is this the attitude of the Fang clan?" As soon as she said that, Fang Zhao and the others knew that things were not going well. Granny Tang, this old woman, was going to settle the score. Actually, the higher-ups of the Fang clan knew very well what had happened when Fang Yu had accidentally barged into Tang Wu's room when she was bathing. Considering the fact that they were receiving Tang Wu this time, they did not ask for credit, but only wanted to avoid any mistake. Thus, they cut the Gordian knot and ordered Fang Yu to be dealt with. The actual operation was done by the third elder, and Fang Zhao did not pay much attention to it. Therefore, when the third elder reported that the severely injured Fang Yu had been expelled from the Fang clan, Fang Zhao's eyebrows twitched, but he did not ask too much. After all, Fang Yu's existence was a mistake in the first place. Furthermore, his aptitude had not been outstanding these past few years, and his cultivation talent was probably just like his mother's. Since that was the case, Fang Zhao would not feel bad about losing such a son. However, he did not expect that Fang Yu would come back and really treat Tang Wu. As time went by, it would seem that the Fang clan had ulterior motives. After all, although the Tang sect was big, they were not without opponents. If the Tang sect believed that the Fang clan had done it on purpose, then they would not be able to clear their name. Granny Tang, it's a misunderstanding, it's all a misunderstanding, Fang Zhao hurriedly said. Aren't you going to explain? Fang Yu chuckled in response. Previously, no one cared about him when he died in the mass grave, but now they were calling him It was not easy to be Fang Zhao's son. My father probably didn't do it on purpose, Fang Yu spoke slowly. Hearing this, everyone's hearts calmed down. Although they had not treated Fang Yu well these past few years, his surname was still Fang. Could he overturn the heavens? Fang Yu saw the changes in their expressions. He smiled and continued, "So, when Granny Tang strikes later, please show mercy. Don't hit my face." Fang Yu. Fang Zhao was stunned. Fang Zhao was stunned and said, "Fang Yu, you unfilial son." Fang Yu sneered but did not say anything. When he was beaten to death, did Fang Zhao plead for mercy for him? Fang Zhao did not know and did not understand. Would the head of the Fang clan be a mediocre person who could be easily deceived? Therefore, the members of the Fang family could do whatever they wanted. He, Fang Yu, was not going to entertain them. Patriarch Fang Zhao, I won't waste my breath with you either. As long as you take one move, I'll let this matter pass. Granny Tang interrupted Fang Zhao. One move. Okay. Fang Zhao nodded slowly after confirming that Granny Tang was not joking. They were both martial grandmasters, so there should not be much difference in their cultivation levels. It was just one move, so it should not be a problem. Then, Patriarch Fang Zhao, you'll have to take it well. After saying that, Granny Tang's whole body was covered in spiritual light. Fang Yu looked carefully and found that Granny Tang's martial Dao spiritual light was red. In his memory, martial Dao spiritual light was divided into 7 colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. There was no difference between the different colors, but there was a difference in their attribute. For example, the red spiritual light was also known as the offensive spiritual light. It could increase one's attack to a certain extent. Granny Tang was already a martial grandmaster. Now that she even brought out the attributes of her martial Dao spiritual light, it seemed that she was not going to hold back. Seeing this, Fang Zhao's expression changed and a spiritual light appeared on his body. Different from Granny Tang's red spiritual light, Fang Zhao's spiritual light was blue. Blue defensive spiritual light. Using my spear to attack his shield, I wonder what the result will be. Fang Yu was eager to give it a try. However, Granny Tang's attack was not limited to this. With a solemn expression, she shouted in a deep voice, "Controlling crane capturing dragon hand." Following the shout, Granny Tang's palm seemed to have a red-crowned crane and a dragon circling around it. The momentum was astonishing. Controlling crane capturing dragon hand? One of the Tang sect's signature techniques. Seeing this, Fang Zhao's heart sank. Not good. Chapter 8. Although Fang Zhao was not as skilled as the Tang sect, as the head of the family, he was not completely powerless. He clenched his teeth and crossed his arms in front of his chest. Monolith cross shield. Rumble. In the next moment, when Granny Tang's hand reached for Fang Zhao, the endless red spirit light devoured the blue spirit light. Fang Zhao was forced to retreat more than 30 meters before he could stand still. A trace of surprise flashed across Granny Tang's eyes when she saw Fang Zhao's weakened aura. As expected of the head of the Fang family. Although I didn't use my full strength, I still used 70% of my strength. How capable! Fang Zhao smiled bitterly. If Granny Tang continued to fight, he would not be able to fight back. The matter is over. We won't stay any longer. Please make some preparations. We will set off. Granny Tang changed the topic and said, "So soon?" Fang Zhao was shocked. Tang Wu and her servant had only been here for a day or two. The Fang family had not really treated them well. If they left now, even if they made friends, it would be greatly reduced. Mrs. Condition is stable. It's time to return to the Tang sect and report to Master and Madam. Granny Tang's words had a hidden meaning. Seeing this, Fang Zhao did not pursue the matter. Because of the previous incident with Fang Yu, he had been too lenient and did not satisfy the other party. Secondly, if the Tang sect's opponents knew about this, there would be a lot of trouble. You can leave for now. I have something to say to Fang Yu. Tang Wu glanced at Fang Zhao and the others. Yes, Fang Zhao and the others wanted to take the opportunity to say something to Fang Yu, but Tang Wu had spoken. Even if this was the Fang family, they could only leave unwillingly. Miss Tang, do you have anything else to say? Fang Yu asked curiously. Young Master Fang Yu, just call me Fang Yu. Tang Wu nodded slightly and said, Fang Yu, I see that you are very interested in the controlling crane capturing dragon hand. Yes, this is a very advanced martial art, right? Is he already out of the 9th stage? Fang Yu asked. Martial arts were divided into 9 grades. Martial arts techniques above the 9th rank already possessed powerful spirituality. They could easily draw upon the power of heaven and earth for their own use. They were very powerful. Not yet, Tang Wu smiled helplessly. Nothing else. Fang Yu was also a little embarrassed. However, the controlling crane capturing dragon hand is indeed a very powerful martial art. When you cultivate 1 crane and 1 dragon, you have the power of a 1st grade. When you cultivate 9 cranes and 9 dragons, you have the power of a 9th grade. Legend has it that the 9 cranes and 9 dragons go 1 step further and surpass the 9th grade. Tang Wu explained. I see. Fang Yu suddenly understood. When Granny Tang attacked just now, only a crane and a dragon appeared. She wasn't lying when she said that she didn't use her full strength. Fang Yu, do you want to learn the controlling crane capturing dragon hand? Tang Wu rolled her eyes and said. Miss. Granny Tang seemed to realize something and said, This is one of the signature martial arts of the Tang sect. It can't be taught to outsiders. Granny, Fang Yu is not an outsider. Moreover, without the Tang sect's mysterious heaven method, the achievements of the controlling crane capturing dragon hand are limited. As he spoke, Tang Wu looked at Fang Yu and said, Even so, it still surpasses many martial arts within the 9th grade. I see that you like it, Fang Yu. If you are willing, I can teach you the controlling crane capturing dragon hand. That's great. Fang Yu was delighted, but he was speechless in his heart. If Tang Wu knew that he already knew the mysterious heaven method, she probably wouldn't teach him the controlling crane capturing dragon hand so easily. Yes, because the Tang sect's martial arts are a very serious matter. When I return to the Tang sect, I have to register it. Without the Tang sect's permission, you are not allowed to teach the martial arts to outsiders. Tang Wu said seriously. She wanted to repay the favor and wanted to use this opportunity to present it to Buddha, but it didn't mean that she wasn't calm. Things still had to be done according to the rules. Okay. Fang Yu agreed readily. Then, Fang Yu swore according to Tang Wu's request and received the complete controlling crane capturing dragon hand. The controlling crane capturing dragon hand is a 9th grade martial arts, but Fang Yu, without the mysterious heaven method, you can only use 5 cranes and 5 dragons at most, which is the 5th grade. Tang Wu said seriously, however, after I go back and report to father and mother, Fang Yu, if you are willing, you might be able to use this favor to obtain the Tang sect's mysterious heaven method. Yes, okay. Fang Yu agreed vaguely. Half a day passed. After watching Tang Wu and her servant leave, Fang Yu turned around and saw Fang Zhao, 3rd elder, and the others who came to send them off. Fang Yu, what exactly did you say to Miss Tang? Is there really no benefit to our Fang clan in this debt? 3rd elder questioned Fang Yu. This, won't you know if you ask them? They haven't gone far yet. If you want to chase after them, you can still catch up. Fang Yu said with a smile. Fang Yu's stubbornness made 3rd elder grit his teeth. Unfortunately, the Tang sect's decision had not been made yet. Killing Fang Yu or falling out with him now was not a good thing, so he could only endure it. Seeing Fang Yu walk away smugly, Fang Zhao instructed, send someone to keep a close eye on Fang Yu for the next few days. Also, he is now different from before. Don't be calculative with him over small matters. Follow his heart. Yes, Patriarch. Everyone replied. 3rd elder, suddenly, a servant hurried over. What's wrong? Third elder asked in a bad mood. Young Master Fong Han is missing, the servant hurriedly replied. What's so strange about that? This unfilial son spends his days indulging in debauchery and spent a huge amount of resources to become a martial artist. Speaking of this, third elder's mood improved significantly. For cultivators, becoming a martial artist was actually a watershed. Because if one could not condense a martial artist's aura, regardless of whether it was body refinement realm level 1 or level 9, they were still considered mortals. Although Fong Han did not live up to expectations, at least he was qualified to continue cultivating. Unlike Fong Yu, the woman who gave birth to him was a commoner. Dragons give birth to dragons, phoenixes give birth to phoenixes, and the son of a mouse can dig holes. Even if he had the blood of the patriarch, looking at Fong Yu's performance in the past few years, his future was bleak. Fong Han is back. Tell him to come see me immediately. With that, third elder gradually walked away. I can hide the fact that I killed Fong Han for a while, but I can't hide it forever. Although I am now under the protection of the Tang sect's name, if third elder really goes crazy, it will be difficult for me to fight him. Fong Yu thought to himself. Although he looked down on these people, he was still very clear about the fact that this was the case. Learn the controlling crane capturing dragon hand first. Just as Fong Yu was about to learn, the system suddenly spoke. Does the host want to learn the controlling crane capturing dragon hand? Yes. Ding. Consume 100 experience points to learn the controlling crane capturing dragon hand. Chapter 9. Oh! Fong Yu was stunned. He could use experience points to learn martial arts? 100 experience points consumed. Fong Yu said. Ding. Martial arts. Controlling crane capturing dragon hand, successfully learned. After that, Fong Yu checked his attributes panel. Host, Fong Yu level, 6th level of body refinement experience points. 500600 Cultivation Method, Mysterious Heaven Method, Yellow Level Upper, Martial Arts, Controlling Crane Capturing Dragon Hand, Grade 1 Martial Arts, Health Points, 70 Slaughter Points, 0 Slaughter Mall. Feeling the various mysteries of the Controlling Crane Capturing Dragon Hand, Fong Yu was full of praise. Only using 100 experience points to learn the controlling crane capturing dragon hand, what a great deal. If cultivation methods were more focused on comprehension, then martial arts were more focused on hard work. For example, after learning the controlling crane capturing dragon hand, it required a lot of effort to raise its level to 9 cranes and 9 dragons, reaching the grade 9 martial arts standard. The alternation between grades required a lot of time, sweat, and hard work. But now, he only needed to spend 100 EXP to solve this problem. It was a huge profit, okay? No matter what, for me now, raising my level is much easier after learning the controlling crane capturing dragon hand. Fong Yu's thoughts returned to his level. Although level did not represent absolute strength, it reflected the majority's strength. For example, Granny Tang and Fong Zhao, their status as great martial masters made the martial artists in this area not dare to provoke them and take a detour. If Fong Yu had this level of cultivation, would he still need to listen to the Fong family? If they did not worship Fong Yu as their ancestor, they would be able to maintain their composure. But now, I'm probably being watched. If I want to go out of the city to hunt monsters, it's not that it's impossible, it's just that it's too dangerous. If someone takes advantage of this, my life will be lost here. Fong Yu suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Yes, I remember that the underground black market in Skylight City also has similar killings. The underground black market was a force that had existed for a long time. It specialized in shady businesses. Many things that could not be found on the surface of Skylight City could be found in the underground black market. It was rumored that the underground black market had been around since the establishment of Skylight City. Over the years, The families in Skylight City had changed over and over again, but the underground black market had always existed. The underground black market was like a king in the dark, representing the underworld of Skylight City. The three big families knew about the existence of the underground black market, but they turned a blind eye to it and did not do anything. If he went to the underground black market, he could take the opportunity to get rid of the people following him. Fang Yu did as he said. After resting for a while, he immediately went out. Fang Yu is out. The servant who was monitoring Fang Yu saw Fang Yu go out and quickly followed him. At least 4 or 5 people. And they are all at the 8th or 9th level of body refinement. Fang Yu quickly determined their strength. It seemed that his killing of the Fang family's main hall had attracted their attention. Even the servants they sent were the best of the best. But they are not even martial artists. I'm afraid they will be shaken off the moment they enter the underground black market. Fang Yu thought it was funny as he quickened his pace and turned into a small alley in a crowded area. This is... Recognizing the alley that Fang Yu turned into, some of the servants could not help but change their expressions. Quick, follow him. When they hurriedly followed, what they saw was a slightly dirty alley with many bored people standing or sitting around. *T. Fang Yu must have taken the opportunity to enter the underground black market. Underground black market? This is one of the entrances to the underground black market? Let's chase after him first. The few of them came to a conclusion in a few words and hurriedly chased after him. However, the result was just as Fang Yu expected. After passing through a winding staircase in the alley, they entered an underground world that was completely different from the surface of Skylight City. The Fang family servants were stunned by the bustling streets. The three big families and the underground black market had nothing to do with each other. As the servants of the three big families, they naturally would not cross this divide. Therefore, for them who did not know much about the underground black market, to find Fang Yu in the crowded underground world was like looking for a needle in a haystack. Moreover, the three big families were not well received in the underground black market. It was even more impossible for them to publicly announce the purpose of this trip and their identities. Let's go back and report to Third Elder first. The few of them looked at each other and finally came to a decision. Watching the few of them leave, Fang Yu retracted his gaze. After spending some money, he found out his destination, the underground Colosseum. The underground Colosseum is not only a battle between beasts, but also a show of humans killing beasts. To normal people, this kind of thing would be suicide, but to me, it's just right. Fang Yu was overjoyed. The roadside stall owner who received Fang Yu's money had a strange look on his face. He felt that this young man was really crazy. The underground Colosseum was notorious for its ferocity. So many warriors had died in the mouths of the beasts, but he was still so happy. What else could he be if not crazy? Even if he only wanted to fight beasts and gamble. Was the underground black market so easy to get money? At the entrance of the underground Colosseum, place a bet, 10 low-grade spirit stones. The gatekeeper saw a young man wearing a mask approaching and answered lazily. Spirit stones were stones that contained the spiritual energy of heaven and earth. When worn by normal people, they would be healthy and live longer. Warriors, on the other hand, could assist in cultivation. It was also the main currency in the cultivation world. What if I participate in a fight? The disguised Fang Yu asked in a hoarse voice. Oh! Hearing this, the gatekeeper could not help but take a few more glances at Fang Yu. One had to know that fighting with demonic beasts was extremely dangerous. Even martial artists could die. In addition, the beasts here killed every day. They already had a considerable killing intent and ferocious nature. It was not an exaggeration to call them ferocious beasts. Fang Yu was only a small body refining martial artist, yet he dared to try. He really did not want his life. However, because there were many people dying in the underground Colosseum every day, it was not easy to find greedy people with short lives. It was rare for a hothead to come, so they had no reason to refuse. Participating in a beast fight is free. If you win, there will be bonuses and dividends according to your level. It's not that I want to say this, but if you win here for a month, you will have the foundation of the 3 major clans. The gatekeeper spoke with assurance. Fang Yu smiled but did not say anything. Winning for a month? According to the news that the original owner had heard, there were only a handful of people who could win for 3 days in a row in the underground Colosseum. Winning for 7 days in a row was already one of the top 10 warriors in the history of the underground Colosseum. 1 month was simply impossible. The big shots behind the underground Colosseum would not allow it. Chapter 10. Fang Yu was led by the staff into the underground Colosseum. The place was huge, with hundreds of arenas of various sizes. Rumor has it that the area of the underground black market exceeds that of Skylight City. Many warriors from nearby towns come here to play and pick up scraps. Of course, as one of the most famous places in the underground black market, the underground Colosseum is a must. With such a huge flow of people, it can be said that it's a money-sucking beast. Fang Yu clicked his tongue in amazement. This was the strength of the underground black market. After many years of operation, their area of influence was no longer limited to Skylight City, and they had dealings with many big and small towns. Even the 3 big families would not be able to uproot such a colossus. Therefore, Fang Yu chose the underground black market as a cover because he believed that the 3 big families would not be able to extend their reach there for a while, and he could develop his strength in a wretched manner. You're the contestant for the next round. You're up against 10 level 1 middle-grade demon beasts, arching mountain boars. Do you have any problems? The staff looked at the arrangement of the competition and asked. No problem. Fang Yu was stunned for a moment before he replied. Demon beasts were divided into 9 grades, and each grade was divided into 3 grades: high, middle, and low. Above level 9 was the Demon King, a terrifying existence that could take human form. In terms of strength, it was said to be equal to a martial king, but in reality, a demon king that was transformed from a demon beast was undoubtedly stronger. Normally, it would be 1 to 3 stars higher than a martial king. If a 1-star martial king were to face a 1-star demon king and thought that they were evenly matched, then he should be prepared to die. While Fang Yu was thinking, the staff had already informed Fang Yu that it was time for him to enter the arena. Rumble! The huge iron gate rose, and Fang Yu walked into the Colosseum that was about 100 feet in size. This was a small Colosseum with not many spectators, and it was mostly a place for first-timers to accumulate experience. When the iron gate on the other side rose as well, Fang Yu's expression suddenly became alert. What a strong murderous aura! Is it a demon beast that has killed before? Looking at the calf-sized silhouettes emerging one after another, Fang Yu immediately became nervous. The Gongshan boar was a type of demonic beast with low intelligence but terrifyingly strong brute force. If their numbers were gathered to a certain extent, they could really topple a mountain. Currently, the fangs of the 10 arching mountain boars were glowing with blood. Clearly, they had just killed someone. Begin. As the iron gates on both sides closed, the staff announced indifferently. Go, 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 kill this stupid son of a bitch. Haha, you're not even a martial artist, yet you dare to participate in the beast battle? You're courting death. I bet 100 spiritual stones on the arching mountain pig winning. Cheers erupted from the audience. In this place, human lives were as cheap as mud. Rumble, rumble, the Gongshan boars did not have much intelligence, but they possessed a considerable amount of killing instinct. Almost at the instant the match was announced, they had already charged toward Fang Yu, causing the ground to rumble. What they needed to do next was very simple. They would lift each other up and then bite each other to death. Fang Yu took a deep breath and slowly assumed a stance. Controlling crane capturing dragon hand. A crane shadow and a dragon shadow appeared on Fang Yu's palm. The crane was for speed and the dragon was for strength. Only by having both of them could one condense the image of a dragon and a crane. Pung! 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 In the blink of an eye, Fang Yu and the 10 Gongshan boars passed by each other. Along the way, countless pieces of flesh exploded. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a level 1 middle-grade demonic beast, Gongshan boar. You have gained 30 experience points. Cultivation technique bonus 100%. The same prompt sounded 10 times in a row. 10 Gongshan boars, 300 experience points. Fang Yu had instantly reached the 9th body refinement layer. What? So cultivation techniques have this kind of effect? Fang Yu was very shocked. Cultivation techniques were originally meant to assist in cultivation, allowing one's cultivation speed to increase. He never thought that in the super slaughter system, it would increase the amount of experience points. Ding. Does the host wish to consume experience points to increase the comprehension of the martial arts? Controlling crane capturing dragon hand? The system suddenly asked. To increase the controlling crane capturing dragon hand to the 2nd grade, how much experience points do I need? Fang Yu asked. Although earning experience points in the beast fighting arena was a good thing, this place was actually very dangerous. If one wasn't careful, they would die. Therefore, increasing the power of the controlling crane capturing dragon hand was an urgent matter. To increase the Wu controlling crane capturing dragon hand to the 2nd grade, it requires 200 experience points. From the 2nd grade to the 3rd grade, it requires 300 experience points. And so on. The system replied in a daze. Increase it to the 2nd grade. Fang Yu thought for a bit and said. Although increasing the power of the Wu controlling crane capturing dragon hand was important, but one's cultivation realm was a reflection of one's own strength. If he used up all his experience points to strengthen the controlling crane capturing dragon hand, it would be like killing the goose that lays the golden eggs. Ding. Martial arts. The Wu controlling crane capturing dragon hand has been increased to the 2nd grade. Host's current experience points are 800,900. The staff member stared at Fang Yu as if he was looking at a monster. This lad had an ordinary appearance, but he had killed 10 arching mountain boars in the blink of an eye. One must know that the true strength of the arching mountain boars did not lie in their individual size, but in their numbers. If there were hundreds or thousands of arching mountain boars, even a martial grandmaster would have to avoid them. 10 could be said to be the minimum standard. Many novice martial artists did not realize this, and it was not strange for them to be surrounded and killed by 10 arching mountain boars. Fang Yu was not even a martial artist, but he could kill 10 arching mountain boars in an instant. It was really strange. Do you still want to continue the challenge? The staff member asked. Your reward just now was 100 spirit stones, and the dividends are 500 spirit stones. If you win more times in a row, you can increase the percentage of the dividends. Fang Yu's eyes lit up. He immediately understood why the beast fighting arena's business was still booming and there was an endless stream of challengers even though so many martial artists died every day. Who could resist the temptation of a few hundred spirit stones after winning a match? He could resist it this time, but what about the next time? There would be a day when he would be buried in the beast fighting arena. I wanted to reject it, but they gave me too much money. Fang Yu sighed in his heart and nodded. Continue the challenge. Good. I'll arrange it for you immediately. The staff member replied happily. After that, Fang Yu continued to challenge 3 more matches. The level of the demonic beasts in the 3 matches gradually increased. Fortunately, Fang Yu did not overestimate himself. He increased the power of his controlling crane capturing dragon hand for every match he won. As the strength of the demonic beasts increased, Fang Yu gained more experience. After 3 matches, his cultivation had increased to the 9th level of the body refinement realm. The controlling crane capturing dragon hand had reached the 5th level of the 5 cranes and 5 dragons level, and his strength had increased greatly. Do you want to continue the challenge? The staff member in charge of Fang Yu asked with a burning gaze. Chapter 11. Continue the challenge. Fang Yu replied with certainty. He had already won a few rounds in a row today, and his momentum had skyrocketed. As the saying goes, the momentum is like a tiger, the second will weaken, and the third will be exhausted. If Fang Yu gave up the challenge now, then the power that he had accumulated before would be wasted. Good. I'll arrange it for you now. The staff member was eager to try. He was the first person in charge of Fang Yu, which was equivalent to an agent. If Fang Yu won, his commission would also be quite high. Soon, the staff member returned with a serious expression. Because of your consecutive victories, the level has been raised. The next arrangement is to fight the Crimson Demon Ape. If you win, the commission and prize money will be far more than before. However, if you surrender midway, you will have to pay a certain proportion of the compensation or fight to the death. Fang Yu's expression didn't change. These things were within his expectations. Although the underground Colosseum made a lot of money every day, they couldn't just let you win and leave. If you want to take away the spirit stones you won, you still need to have enough strength. Crimson Demon Ape. I remember it's a martial artist level beast. Fang Yu asked. After a beast surpasses level 9, it is a demon king, corresponding to a martial king. Among the 9 levels, level 1 beasts correspond to body refinement realm, level 2 and 3 beasts correspond to martial artists, level 4 and 5 beasts correspond to martial masters, level 6 and 7 beasts correspond to martial grandmasters, level 8 and 9 beasts correspond to martial spirits. The Crimson Demon Ape is at least a level 2 beast when it reaches adulthood. Yes. I see that you have the strength of a martial artist. Against the Crimson Demon Ape, your chances of winning are not small, at least 50-50. But you have to be careful, the Crimson Demon Ape is the type that gets braver the more you fight. When you fight with it, you can't drag it out. You have to end it quickly. The staff member reminded Fang Yu. Now that he and Fang Yu's interests were linked, only when Fang Yu won, he could continue to make a lot of money. Rumble, as Fang Yu changed the venue, the cheers from all directions became even more intense. This was a medium-sized coliseum. The amount and proportion of bets were not comparable to the previous small coliseum. The audience sitting here were the regular customers of the underground black market. In this place, spending money was like running water. For ordinary martial artists, 10 spirit stones a day was enough to temper their physique and improve steadily. However, in this place, hundreds and thousands of spirit stones were being tossed out. In fact, there were even some that were in the tens of thousands. However, the number of matches in the underground beast fighting arena was innumerable. If I can win a month in a row here, I will be able to win the wealth of one of the 3 major families, no matter whether I participate in the fights or watch from the sidelines. Fang Yu thought to himself. However, Fang Yu also knew that even though the underground black market was a huge and complicated organization, it would still be a huge blow if they were to lose a foundation comparable to the 3 great clans. They would not allow such a thing to happen. Otherwise, with the power of the underground black market, how could he be the underground emperor? Wasn't it all because of the defeat of the 3 great clans? Wasn't the underground black market losing 800 men to kill 1,000 enemies? By the time Fang Yu withdrew his consciousness, The cage on the other side had already slowly opened. Kill, kill, kill. Kill this bastard. Haha, I bet 1,000 spirit stones on the demonic ape. I dare to say that it will still win this round. Although this brat's ratio is 1 to 10, but many martial artists have already been killed by the demonic ape. He's nothing. Not long after, a figure that was taller than a person appeared in front of Fang Yu. This was a strong red ape, as if it was bathed in blood. Its eyes were sharp and filled with killing intent. So strong. I reckon that even normal martial artists are not its opponent. Fang Yu's heart trembled. If he was a normal person, he would have already considered surrendering when he saw the demonic ape. Unfortunately, Fang Yu was not an ordinary martial artist. Not only was he at the 9th level of the body refinement realm, his controlling crane capturing dragon hands had reached the level of 5 cranes and 5 dragons. Even if he faced a martial artist, he would have the power to fight. If I kill this demonic ape, I'm afraid I can directly step into the realm of martial artists. Fang Yu thought. Martial artist and martial artist, it looked like there was only a single word difference, but there was actually a lot of difference inside. For example, a martial artist's martial aura, as long as their luck was not bad, there was an 80 to 90% chance that it would have a color and a special ability. Granny Tang's red aura was an offensive aura. When a martial art was used, it would increase the power by at least 10%. Fang Zhao's blue aura was a defensive aura. When he used a defensive martial art like the monolith cross shield, it would also increase the power to a certain extent. When Fang Han came to kill Fang Yu, if he had not been too careless and was caught off guard, even if Fang Yu used the explosive blood pill, he would not have had an easy time. However, there are no ifs in this world, only results. After Fang Yu finished thinking, his attention returned to reality. This battle was about to begin. Following the announcement, the demonic ape took the lead and charged towards Fang Yu. It was a battle beast that was specially raised in the underground black market. It was vicious by nature. Although it was only a 2nd-level demonic beast, the number of martial artists it had killed since it appeared could be counted on one hand. It could be said that it was infamous. How could it not feel that its opponent this time was not even a martial artist? The demonic ape could not help but swallow Fang Yu alive on the spot. To be honest, the flesh and blood of martial artists had been tempered and was very pure and delicious. Demonic beasts could not forget it after eating it once. Controlling crane capturing dragon hand. Fang Yu was ready for battle. One hand turned into a dragon, the other a crane. He actually pushed his attack and speed to the limit. Oh, this kid is something. There was no lack of discerning people in the audience. After all, those who often came to the underground beast arena to play, and even those who came to the medium-sized beast arena, were not ordinary people. Their eyesight was not bad. They could even see that Fang Yu did not have much experience in fighting. He had fought his way to the medium-sized beast arena in one go, completely relying on his aptitude and talent. If such a person did not die, he would definitely have great achievements in the future. Unfortunately, after winning a few matches in a row, he wanted to fight his way up and rashly challenge the demonic ape. There is an 80 to 90% chance that he will die here today. Some people secretly shook their heads. Many people would understand the characteristics of the demonic ape in advance. However, there were differences between different demonic apes. For example, this one. Its biggest characteristic was that its rage accumulated too quickly. For an ordinary demonic ape, it would take at least 1,000 breaths to reach the peak of rage. However, this one only needed 100 breaths. Many people did not see through this point. Clearly, this was done by the beast arena on purpose. This demonic ape was very intelligent and knew how to hide its strength. Only in this way could it continuously kill opponents who had received false information. It could not be said that it was not dangerous. Although the onlooker sees more clearly, Fang Yu was not an ordinary person. He quickly realized that something was wrong with this demonic ape. Its rage is rising too quickly. Fang Yu was shocked. Chapter 12. The biggest characteristic of the Crimson Demon Ape was that once its anger accumulated to the peak, its attack power and speed would increase greatly. In this case, not to mention Fang Yu, even a normal martial artist would explode on the spot if they were caught off guard. Purring! Pung! Purring! The Crimson Demon Ape became braver as it fought. Fang Yu controlled the crane with one hand and captured the dragon with the other, dealing with the storm-like attack. Strong, too strong. Fang Yu's heart sank. He thought he was cautious enough, but he did not expect to be careless. This time, he would fail miserably. Roar, roar, the Crimson Demon Ape could clearly feel that Fang Yu's aura was not enough. It became braver as it fought. No, I, Fang Yu, have not taken revenge for my past life. How can I die here? Fang Yu's eyes that were gradually becoming gloomy suddenly shone brightly. At this moment, Fang Yu's essence, qi, and spirit all rose to a peak state, completely natural. Ding! Congratulations to the host for breaking through and becoming a one-star martial artist. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the Life Achievement Mission, the First Epiphany. You have received an Origin Martial Pill. Origin Martial Pill contains the essence of many heaven and earth treasures. After being tempered by various flames, it gives birth to a trace of martial arts essence. Those who consume it will rise by at least 3 levels. A series of reminders stunned Fang Yu. He had not even killed the Crimson Demon Ape. How did he level up? Soon, Fang Yu came to his senses. Yes, cultivation is one step at a time. After accumulating to a certain extent, you can take advantage of the situation and take another step forward. I have been too reliant on the super slaughter system. Fang Yu was suddenly enlightened. That's right, the super slaughter system was beneficial to him. However, he had been relying on the super slaughter system and forgotten his own efforts. It was hard to say whether he had gained or lost. If I use both methods, maybe Martial Grandmaster and Martial King would not be too far away. This was what Fang Yu thought, and his confidence grew. At this moment, the Crimson Demon Ape attacked again. Use the Origin Martial Pill. Ding! Host has used Yuan Wu Pill, 4,000 experience gained. Current experience, 500,060,000. Cultivation level, 5-star martial artist. Raise the grade of controlling crane capturing dragon hands. Ding! Note: as the controlling crane capturing dragon hands is at grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9, the power of the skill increases tremendously with each grade. To increase it by 1 grade, 1,000 experience points will be consumed. What? There's actually such a thing? Fang Yu was shocked. However, after thinking about it carefully, the system did not mention how much experience points he needed to level up. It only said something along the lines of so on and so forth. Now that he needed to spend several thousand experience points to level up, it made sense. Martial arts are 9 grades. Above the 9th grade is the spiritual martial art. The closer it is to the category of spiritual martial arts, the stronger it is. System: raise the grade of the controlling crane capturing dragon hands. Fang Yu made up his mind and said to the system. Ding! The grade of the controlling crane capturing dragon hands has been raised. It is currently a 9th grade martial art, 9 crane 9 dragons. Reminder: host possesses the Mysterious Heaven skill. If you obtain the Mysterious Heaven skill content, you can spend 10,000 experience points to upgrade the controlling crane capturing dragon hands. There's such a condition. Fang Yu was stunned. He did not have time to think and immediately used the controlling crane capturing dragon hands to face the furious blood demon ape. Controlling crane capturing dragon hands, 9 crane 9 dragons. Fang Yu's hands were entwined with dragons and cranes. From afar, it looked like countless dragons and cranes were rushing forward to kill the enemy. Rumble! With a loud explosion, the upper body of the furious blood demon ape was blasted apart by Fang Yu. What? Seeing this scene, everyone was dumbfounded. All of this happened in the time it took for a spark to fly off a piece of flint. A moment ago, the Crimson Rage Demon Ape had arrived with great momentum, but in the next moment it was killed by Fang Yu. What kind of situation was this? Ding! Congratulations to host for killing the level 2 demonic beast, Furious Blood Demon Ape. You have received 500 experience points. After confirming the Furious Blood Demon Ape's death, Fang Yu also heaved a sigh of relief. This time it was too dangerous. He had still underestimated the underground black market. No wonder the 3 big families had to turn a blind eye to it. The dangers inside could not be judged by common sense. 95-27, you won another round. Haha, not only did you earn thousands of spiritual stones, but you also have an exclusive account in our underground black market. The staff said to Fang Yu happily. 95-27 was Fang Yu's participation number. Oh? Exclusive account? Fang Yu was slightly surprised. He knew a thing or two about the exclusive accounts in the underground black market. In order to get one either had to pay a large sum of money as a deposit, or they had to achieve their own result. The advantage of having an exclusive account was that it was safer to do business in the underground black market. There was no need to worry about being cheated. If one bought things from the official businesses in the underground black market, they could even get a discount. Yes, your account is only a basic one, so you can get a 5% discount. If you really win 7 days in a row, not only can you buy things at half price, you can also mobilize some of the underground black market's forces to do things for you. The staff said with a smile. There are quite a lot of benefits, but so far there are very few people who can win 7 days in a row in the underground arena. Only the so-called top 10 fighters. Fang Yu sneered in his heart and didn't take it to heart. Of course, the so-called top 10 fighters definitely didn't mean that only 10 people had achieved this achievement since ancient times. It meant that only the strongest 10 people were qualified to win. Now, the weakest of the top 10 fighters had won for half a month in a row. The strongest one had won for a full 25 days. It was really not easy to surpass such a person. In other words, those who had this ability might not be willing to lower themselves to enter the arena. Those who didn't have this ability would also die tragically in the arena. Therefore, this kind of thing could be looked at, but if one really took it as a goal, one wouldn't even know how they died. Just like Fang Yu today, if it wasn't for the breakthrough, he would have become a pile of flesh and blood. Do you still want to continue today? The staff couldn't help but ask. Today, Fang Yu had won more than 5 rounds in a row. If he continued to fight, the bonus and commission ratio would increase. He followed Fang Yu to drink soup and eat meat, so why not? I'll take a rest first. Fang Yu estimated the time and said. Alright. The staff left reluctantly for the time being. Fang Yu held his breath and focused, recovering the essence, qi, and spirit that he had just exhausted. Although he killed the Crimson Demon Ape in a spurt of energy, Fang Yu used the rank 9 martial art controlling crane capturing dragon hand. While its power was great, it also consumed a lot of energy. This was also why he decided to take a break before deciding whether to challenge. Oh right, since I've broken through to the martial artist realm, I wonder what color my martial arts aura is. Fang Yu seemed to have thought of something and muttered to himself. When he tried to use his martial arts aura and saw the color clearly, his expression changed. Black aura. Chapter 13. Black martial arts aura? It can't be. Fang Yu was dumbfounded. There were 7 colors of aura: red, orange, yellow, green, indigo, blue, and purple. There was no difference in the 7 colors of aura, only in their attribute. Red was for offense, blue for defense. But black was not part of the 7 colors. System, what is the attribute of the black aura? Fang Yu asked. In his opinion, the system was mysterious and should know the origin of the black aura. The black aura is not part of the 7 normal auras. It is a special aura with the devouring attribute. The system answered blankly. Devouring attribute. Fang Yu was shocked. This kind of thing was unheard of and unheard of. There was an aura that was not part of the 7 auras, but it was of the devouring attribute. There was too much information, and he needed to digest it. Is there only one special aura that is black? Fang Yu asked again. Not only that, there are also gold, white, and so on. Each of them is extremely special and has an attribute that is different from the 7 colors of aura. The system answered. Fang Yu nodded slightly. How is it? Do you want to continue the challenge? The staff member turned around and asked. No. Fang Yu shook his head. He had experienced many things today. Moreover, now that he had broken through to the martial artist realm, what he needed to do was to familiarize himself with the power of the martial artist realm. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you will win every battle. Alright. The staff member asked regretfully, what time will you be coming tomorrow? Depending on the situation, I might not come. Fang Yu answered casually. Coming to the underground black market to train was a spur of the moment. Although it was effective, it was not good to be too disciplined. What? You still can't find Fang Han? At midnight, the servants who had searched all the places Fang Han frequented in Skylight City urgently reported to the third elder. Yes. We've searched all the places young Master Fang Han frequented, but we didn't find any trace of him. The servant was sweating profusely and said with his head lowered. Did Fang Han do anything unusual before he left today? The third elder pondered for a while and asked. I've already checked. Before young Master Fang Han left today, he asked Fang Yu what to do with his body. The manservant replied in a trembling voice. Fang Yu's corpse? The third elder narrowed his eyes. Killing Fang Yu was definitely not a spur-of-the-moment decision. He knew that the head of the Fang family was scheming something big, so he might not necessarily care about the position of the head of the Fang family. However, as long as Fang Yu was alive, he was a potential threat to the third elder, who had the intention of taking over the clan in the future. The third elder understood the patriarch's personality very well. If it were any other time, Fang Yu would be killed if he made a mistake, and Fang Zhao might not necessarily agree to it. No matter what, he was still his son. Even if he didn't have any feelings for him, if he was casually beaten to death, how could he, as the family head, have any face left? However, the situation this time was different. Fang Yu had offended Miss Tang. The young lady of the Tang family was a precious treasure. Fang Yu would not be able to redeem her even if he died 100 times. Therefore, the third elder took the opportunity to give the order to kill Fang Yu. Then, they would throw the corpses into the mass grave. The corpse-eating rats ran rampant in the mass grave. In a day and a half, they would be able to gnaw Fang Yu beyond recognition. Fang Han had asked Fang Yu before leaving, and Fang Yu had returned. Thinking of this, the third elder's heart sank. When did Fang Han leave? The manservant gave an approximate time. Less than 2 hours after Fang Yu's return. Honor. The third elder had a bad premonition. Continue to send people to keep an eye on Fang Yu. Double the number of people searching for Han. The third elder said word by word, if he's alive, I want to see him. If he's dead, I want to see his corpse. Yes, third elder. The manservant did not dare to delay and left after receiving the order. Fang Yu, if I find out that you were the one who killed Honor, I will definitely make you beg for death. the third elder said through gritted teeth. Even though a body refinement realm cultivator killing a one-star martial artist was rather unreal, but seeing as Fang Yu had really treated the Tang family's young miss today, it meant that some impossibilities were now very possible. Phew! Back at the Fang family, Fang Yu let out a long sigh. He knew that when he left the underground black market, he was being watched again. But it did not matter. Unless they had the ability to go to the underground black market to investigate his whereabouts. The underground black market discriminates against people from the three big families. It's good enough that they don't cause trouble for them. After thinking, Fang Yu flipped his hand and took out an item. It was an ordinary ring. However, it had a faint aura that showed that it was not simple. A martial artist's storage ring. Fang Yu licked his lips. This item came from Fang Han. Fang Yu killed Fang Han in order to silence him. He must have covered up all the evidence. There was no lack of Fang Han's belongings in the storage ring. If someone found it, they would know that Fang Han was killed and Fang Yu would be exposed immediately. When I was in the body refinement state, I didn't even have a martial aura and couldn't erase Fang Han's mark. Now, with that thought, Fang Yu condensed a black aura on his fingertip. The black aura approached the storage ring and replaced the thin layer of light on the surface with a buzzing sound. The owner of this item was Fang Yu. There are quite a lot of things. Hundreds of spirit stones, nourishing herbs. What is this? Fish water pill. TSK. I heard that Fang Han was a playboy. It seems that it was true. Fang Yu smiled and did a simple inventory of Fang Han's asset. There were not many things, only a few thousand spirit stones. It was not even as much as what Fang Yu had earned today. However, Fang Yu knew that as the son of the third elder, Fang Han's assets were not bad. After all, the underground animal fighting arena was not a place where ordinary people could earn money. Every battle involved a life or death bet. Other than victory, one would either die or be injured. Besides, it was too easy to earn money in the underground animal fighting arena. Many people could stay true to their hearts, but in the end, they would still lose their lives in there. What is this? Fang Yu took a closer look and found a strange item. It was a small token with the logo of the black market printed on it. A trading token from the black market? Fang Yu thought for a moment and remembered what it was. There were not many rules in the underground black market, but there were also not many rules. Even an exclusive account required a lot of effort. It was even more so for other important occasions. The trading token was a type of entry voucher. With it, one could participate in a trade fair held by the underground black market. The underground black market trade fairs are different from usual. Most of the items are of unknown origin or stolen goods from people who have been killed for treasures. Even so, the chances of good items appearing are not small. Because of their origins, they are all eager to get rid of them. There are many opportunities to pick up scraps. Fang Yu muttered to himself. Although the current him had the super slaughter system in his hands, he still had many shortcomings. For example, Fang Yu did not even have a suitable weapon. Chapter 14. Even so, Fang Yu was not in a hurry to investigate the trade fair. The reason was simple: he had no money. Even if it's a bargain, it's still worth tens of thousands of spirit stones. I don't have enough money now. Fang Yu smiled bitterly. That's right, the weapons used by martial artists were not ordinary. They were called spiritual weapons. The materials used to make spiritual weapons were all rare items. The cost of making one was not low. Even a finished product of slightly better quality would cost tens of thousands of spirit stones. Although Fang Yu had won a few thousand spirit stones, including Fang Han's, he only had 5,000 spirit stones. He was still halfway from an ordinary spiritual weapon. Moreover, if I really want to buy it, I can't buy the most ordinary spiritual weapon. It's meaningless, Fang Yu thought. His ultimate goal was to pick up scraps. Picking up scraps often cost tens of thousands of spirit stones. Otherwise, he would not be able to find anything good. I still have to go to the underground black market tomorrow. Fang Yu looked helpless. According to the efficiency of the Fang family servants, they would be able to confirm Fang Han's death in 3 to 7 days. When that time came, the third elder would definitely go crazy and fight him to the death. After Fang Han upgraded the controlling crane capturing dragon hands to a 9th grade martial art, he was still a 1-star martial artist. The third elder was a 9-star martial artist. Moreover, the third elder had been in this realm for many years. The reason why he had not broken through was that he lacked the opportunity and was limited by his talent. However, the third elder was still worthy of the title of a half-step martial grand master. Other than a true martial grand master, it would be very difficult for others to take advantage of the third elder. Just by looking at it, the third elder and I are only 10 or so levels apart. Fang Yu felt helpless. This was too difficult. I wonder if there are any elixirs that can help me break through to the martial grand master level. If there are, I'm afraid the price would be astronomical. Fang Yu lamented how poor he was once again. The night passed in silence. The next day, Fang Yu followed the same pattern and entered the underground black market, shaking off the tail behind him. Seeing this, the Fang clan servants weren't anxious, and they started to wait in the nearby area. Because after reporting to the third elder yesterday, the third elder directly replied that the black market was a place where crooks mixed with honest folk. As the servants of the 3 families, they would not be able to find anything unless they spent a lot of time and energy. However, whether Fang Han was dead or alive, it would take at most 3 to 7 days to find out. At that time, if Fang Han did not die, even if he was injured, the third elder would still let him off for the sake of the Tang family. After all, gaining the favor of the Tang sect would play an important role in their chances of becoming the family head in the future. However, if Fang Han was really dead, even if God came, third elder would seek justice for his son. Haha, 9527, you're here again. When Fang Yu arrived today, the staff in charge of him immediately received him. He had worked in the underground black market for 10 years and had seen countless youths. He dared to say that Fang Yu could win for 3 days in a row. If he won for 3 days in a row, his bonus and commission would be so generous that he could wake up laughing in his dreams. Yes. Fang Yu nodded. I'll arrange a competition for you right now. There's a competition that suits you, the staff member said happily. I'm not here today to fight beasts. Fang Yu said quickly. Then you want to? The staff asked curiously. There's a deathmatch here, right? I want to participate in a deathmatch. Fang Yu said seriously. A deathmatch? The staff sucked in a breath of cold air. A deathmatch, as the name implied, was a competition to determine life and death. This kind of competition was very dangerous. It was not a possibility, but a certainty that someone would die. You want to participate in a deathmatch? The staff member began to stammer. Yes. Don't you have a type of deathmatch here, a chaotic battle? Fang Yu nodded. It's still a chaotic battle mode. The staff's mind was buzzing. Among the deathmatch modes, the most terrifying one was a chaotic battle. 50 death row prisoners and 10 challengers were locked in the huge coliseum. It would only end when one side died. There were at least 10 martial artists among the prisoners. Therefore, usually, the challenger's side would be defeated. Fang Yu's current momentum was not bad. Even if he won for 3 days in a row, his chances were high. However, if he were to participate in a deathmatch, and it was a chaotic battle, the probability of losing was close to 100%. You should think about it carefully. Although a chaotic battle isn't certain death, the possibility of dying is too high. It's better to fight your way up step by step. The staff thought that Fang Yu was eager for money, which was why he made such a bad move. He kept persuading him. Fang Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He really needed money. If he didn't have enough spirit stones, no matter how strong Fang Yu was, he couldn't cook without rice. However, the most important thing now was to increase his strength. Only with enough strength could he have the ability to protect himself from the revenge of the third elder. Other than that, I can also train myself. Although Fang Yu had raised the crane-controlling dragon-capturing hand to the 9th grade, it was still not enough to just have martial arts. Just like a scholar, no matter how familiar he was with the book, he would only be able to see the truth during the exam. All right. Under Fang Yu's insistence, the staff could only sigh. He knew that he wouldn't be so lucky. How could a delicious cake fall from the sky? This golden goose that laid eggs was about to die. What else could he say? Rumble, about an hour later, Fang Yu and a few challengers entered the Colosseum together. These people's auras were all at the martial artist level. In fact, even if it was a death match, there was still a level restriction. For example, if the challengers were all martial artists, the 10 hidden opponents could only be martial artists at most, and not martial artists. Fang Yu looked down and didn't look at these people. Because those who participated in this kind of death match were mostly skilled, it was difficult to see through them. It would be a waste to look at them, so it was better not to look at them. As for Fang Yu and the others, the nearby audience also had a look of ridicule. Almost all of them were holding a piece of information and looking at it. On it were the records of these challengers, their current strength, and so on. They were all spectators who were immersed in the battle royale all day long. They were very experienced and had good foresight. They dared to say that this was the worst batch of challengers in recent years. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but the strongest is actually only a 5-star martial artist. Isn't this courting death? Yeah, there are a lot of consecutive victories on the death row prisoners' side. They may also be 5-star or 6-star martial artists, but their actual combat power has reached the level of 7-star, 8-star, or even 9-star. Not to mention, there are really people who are close to martial artists among the death row prisoners. While the audience was discussing animatedly, the door of the death row prisoners' side slowly opened. The death row prisoners had entered. Chapter 15. Haha, it's finally my turn to fight. If we win today, we can rest for 3 days. Quick, quick, quick. Come and die. The prisoners on death row couldn't stop laughing. Fang Yu glanced at them. Most of them were martial artists at the 8th and 9th level of the body refinement realm, but they were filled with killing intent. They definitely had the battle strength of a martial artist. Moreover, they seemed to be barehanded. In fact, there are many broken weapons left behind in the beast fighting arena. Any one of them can kill people. They seem to be well versed in this, so we have to be on guard. Fang Yu secretly thought. Didn't he just casually grab a piece of scrap metal to kill Fang Han? Everyone, since we are all challengers, I have something to say first. Suddenly, the thinnest and smallest person among them spoke slowly. Fang Yu and the others looked over. This person continued to speak. The prisoners on death row are all people who lick blood from the blade. If they win a match, they can rest for 3 days. If they win 3 consecutive matches, they can rest for 7 days. There are dozens of people on the other side, but only a dozen of them are fighting for the first time. The others have at least 1 death battle experience. If it's one-on-one, I'm afraid I won't be able to win. Why don't we first team up and wait until more than half of them are dead and injured before we fight on our own? What do you think? With these words, Fang Yu and the others pondered silently. The prize for the Battle Royale mode was linked to the number of people killed. The meaning was, the more people killed, the more spirit stones they would receive after winning. The staff member reminded Fang Yu beforehand that as long as they survived, they would receive at least 10,000 spirit stones. If they took more people, 20 or 30,000 wouldn't be a problem. Because of this, there were people who constantly snatched people's head. However, facing the prisoners on death row who were fighting for their lives, this method was extremely dangerous. If they weren't careful and the prisoners on death row took the lead, then it would be a situation of 9 against 50. With this kind of pig teammate, it would be hard not to lose. This thin old man obviously wasn't participating in the battle royale mode for the first time. Some things had to be made clear in advance so that he wouldn't implicate his teammates. That's for sure. A tall man said in a clear voice, "Speaking of which, old man, you are a new rising star." Hee, it's just an empty title. It's not worth mentioning. The skinny old man chuckled and waved his hand, indicating that they should stop talking. The tall man understood tacitly and did not say anything more. "Who is he?" someone asked curiously. "This is the number 1 figure who rose to prominence in the past half a year. No one knows his true appearance. They only know that he is an elder, an old man, number 0356. He participates in the underground Coliseum 3 times a month, but every time he wins 3 times in a row. This record has already been maintained for half a year. He can be said to be the number 1 figure in the underground beast arena. Every time he's there, the chances of winning are extremely high. If it weren't for the underground Coliseum's records that have their own set of rules, he would probably be able to make it to the top 10 fighters. A charming female voice rang out. It was a tall woman. She looked about the same age as Fang Yu, but she was wearing a mask with ancient patterns carved on it. Her face couldn't be seen clearly. "Unless I become a martial spirit and gain spiritual awareness," Fang Yu thought. The true essence of martial spirits lay in the word spirit. If a martial artist had their own spiritual awareness, they would be able to travel thousands of miles. Of course, this was an exaggeration. If a spiritual awareness that wasn't strong enough floated around, if it encountered an accident, it would end up turning into ashes. 0356. Such a number at the front. Is it a very powerful senior? No, the number is randomly generated. Other than the top 100, there isn't much meaning. Little girl, you're very knowledgeable, 0356 couldn't help but praise. This little girl was very young, but she was very clear about the twists and turns of the underground beast arena. This was rather surprising. That's right, there are rules in the Great Chaotic Battle. As challengers, we can bring spirit armaments in. Everyone, if you want to preserve your lives, please don't be stingy with your spirit armaments. After all, spirit armaments are all dead. Only by surviving will you be able to obtain generous rewards. These are my heartfelt words as a senior, 0356 said with a smile. Hearing this, everyone's expression didn't change. Those who dared to participate in the battle royale weren't ordinary people. How could they not know in their hearts what to choose? 0356 also didn't care. In any case, he had said all he wanted to say. How to choose, it was up to each of them. The confrontation between the two sides didn't start immediately. This was because the underground black market still needed time for the various spectators to place their bet. After 100 breaths, the battle royale will begin. A white-haired referee announced. Martial Master, and it's not at the level of 1 or 2 stars. It's most likely 5 or 6 stars. The underground black market is really full of talented people, crouching tigers and hidden dragons. Fang Yu sighed. There were quite a few referees like this in the underground black market. From this, it could be seen that their strength was indeed huge. Any one of the 3 great clans would definitely not be a match for the underground black market if they fought alone. This kind of huge monster, even if it was defeated, I'm afraid I would also be on the verge of collapse. This is really unwise. Fang Yu more or less understood why the underground black market was still safe and sound after so many years. It wasn't that they didn't want to fight, It was that they didn't have the ability and qualifications. 100 breaths passed in a flash. When the referee waved a flag, the figures on both sides instantly moved. The 50 death row prisoners were like a giant beast, wanting to devour all the challengers. Kill. Controlling crane capturing dragon hands. Fang Yu wasn't afraid at all and used controlling crane capturing dragon hands to attack. Pung! 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 Wherever the 9 cranes and 9 dragons passed, the body refinement realm martial artists were immediately smashed into pieces. Fang Yu was simply killing a little kid with one punch. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing an 8th level body refinement realm martial artist. You have gained 100 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a 9th level body refinement realm martial artist. You have gained 120 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing an 8th level body refinement realm martial artist. You have gained 100 experience points. Oh! Fang Yu quickly discovered that the experience points he had gained was different from what he had imagined. I remember that when I killed Fang Han, I gained 100 experience points. Now that I've killed an 8th or 9th level body refinement realm martial artist, I've also gained more than 100 experience points. If it's because of my cultivation technique, the ratio doesn't seem right. Fang Yu thought for a while and a thought flashed through his mind. Could it be that as my level increases, the experience points gained from killing creatures that are lower than me will be discounted? There's an 80 to 90% chance that it's like this. Fang Yu hadn't finished his thought and his eyes focused. He didn't retreat but instead advanced. Xiao! In the next moment, a huge machete that was full of dents and hollows swept past Fang Yu's previous position, brushing past the masked young man. The machete missed and the person wielding the machete revealed a surprised expression. Fang Yu took a deep breath and prepared himself. The existence of the martial artist among the death row prisoners had surfaced. Chapter 16. Oh? You're so capable. You can still escape at such a critical moment. Amazing! The person who attacked said in surprise, with this move, I've killed more than 10 martial artists. I didn't expect you to escape. That's because you're not capable enough, Fang Yu said calmly. Although the other party did things secretly, there was still a faint murderous intent lingering around. It was as if a venomous snake that was ready to pounce on him, making Fang Yu feel uneasy. But you're destined to die here today. I know there's 0356 among you, but we've already prepared a plan to kill him today. Without this old dog, just relying on you guys, what can you accomplish? The man with the saber said in disdain. That's hard to say. With that, Fang Yu moved. It was useless to talk to these death row prisoners. He would just kill them. Swoosh! 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 The controlling crane capturing dragon hand was extremely fast and the sound of wind breaking could be heard. The man with the saber was nervous. He realized that he had underestimated Fang Yu. This boy's martial arts were superb and his power was shocking. Even without a spirit weapon, no one could get close to him. It was not that he did not want to fight back, but his intuition told him that there was only one chance to fight with someone like Fang Yu. Once the timing was wrong, he would be finished. You're so patient. Fang Yu squinted his eyes. In order to find a chance to fight back, this person had gradually blended into the crowd. Previously, Fang Yu had killed the death row prisoners consecutively. This caused the others to be shocked and did not dare to get close. After all, the soft were afraid of the hard, and the hard were afraid of those who did not care about their lives. Fang Yu was hard and did not care about his life. He was like the god of death. Even the death row prisoners would not take the initiative to send themselves to death. Who is this person? He's so ferocious. Even Lu Qingting, this guy has retreated. Yes, Lu Qingting is a 3-star martial artist. His strength is not bad, and he is a rapist who has committed all kinds of evil deed. It's really strange that he doesn't dare to confront him directly. I can only say that this person is a young genius. Even a fugitive like Lu Qingting has to be wary of him. The death row inmates whispered to each other. Lu Qingting was a rather famous figure in the underground beast fighting coliseum. He had committed a heinous crime in the past, killing people like scything flax. His misdeeds were notorious, and he was captured and sent to the underground beast fighting coliseum to become a prisoner on death row. Of course, this kind of strong death row prisoner could be captured and given a large bounty. However, Lu Qingting had been here for several months and still did not die. He gradually made a name for himself. Rumor had it that even a criminal could regain his freedom as long as he completed 100 consecutive victories. However, how difficult was it to achieve 100 consecutive victories? To a certain extent, it was even harder than being a challenger in the underground coliseum for a month. Now, in the face of Fang Yu's attacks, Lu Qingting was helpless and had to retreat repeatedly. Wasn't this enough to prove Fang Yu's ability? Humph. Do you really think that I can't do anything to you? After retreating continuously, Lu Qingting, who had nowhere else to retreat, flew into a rage out of humiliation. He also wanted to save his face. Bang! Lu Qingting kicked the death row inmate next to him to the front. Rip! Fang Yu's controlling crane capturing dragon hands directly tore the death row inmate apart and attacked Lu Qingting. Go and die! Lu Qingting was enraged and slashed his saber. He had been enduring all this while so that he could accumulate power and kill Fang Yu in one go. Humph! Fang Yu snorted coldly. He had been chasing Lu Qingting and killing all the death row inmates along the way. He was already a 2-star martial artist. Lu Qingting was only a 3-star martial artist and was only 1 star away from Fang Yu. Although he had a broken saber, it was not a complete spirit weapon. Compared to the 9th grade controlling crane capturing dragon hands, it was still weak. Boom! Fang Yu cracked the saber with one hand and landed on Lu Qingting's glabella with the other. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a 3-star martial artist. Due to the fact that this person has committed many evil deeds, you have gained 1,000 experience points. Fang Yu was stunned. Why does it seem that this person has committed many evil deeds but has gained more experience points? Could it be that the super massacre system, other than slaughtering, the word strongest also has another meaning? Committing many evil deeds usually meant killing many people, regardless of whether they were good or bad, they would kill at will. Fang Yu did not think that the strongest massacre system had justice or evil. It was like a special divine weapon. In fact, there was no absolute good or bad, good or evil. Probably because of the same slaughter, the super massacre system must be the strongest. Therefore, martial artists who kill are, in a sense, competitors. They have to be eliminated and wiped out. Fang Yu gradually understood some of the profound meanings of the super massacre system. As time passed, there were no casualties on the challenger's side. On the other hand, more than half of the death row inmates, including martial artists, had died. They had lost 20 to 30 people. TSK. You can't judge a book by its cover. This year's challengers are not ordinary. The audience was taken aback. At first, they thought that Fang Yu and the others would be wiped out. They never thought that the death row inmates would be defeated like a landslide. Even Lu Qingting and the other death row inmates who had risen in fame in the past few months had lost 2 or 3 people. Take advantage of the situation and chase. Fang Yu did not say anything and began to snatch people's heads. He needed money. Otherwise, just by increasing his strength, he would not be able to close the gap of more than 10 levels. Then he could only gamble on external forces. If he wanted to buy a good divine weapon, he would need money. Even if he wanted to pick up some scraps, Without tens of thousands of spirit stones, it would be impossible. Of the remaining 20 or so death row inmates, another 10 or so were killed. At least 10 martial artists had died, revealing the true number. This time, there were a total of 13 participants. There are no less than 10 martial artists in the death row inmate. At most, there are 15. This time, there are 13. Now that the challengers have used up most of their energy, it is time to decide the victor. An audience member with sharp eyes said, "That's right. Don't look at how the challengers had the upper hand. Only by killing all of the opponents would they be the true victor. Before that, it was useless to say anything. It was all nonsense." Fang Yu's expression did not change. If one came, he would kill one. If two came, he would kill a pair. Anyway, the death row inmates were people who had committed serious crimes and would be sentenced to death. Now that they had a chance to survive in the animal fighting coliseum and could live for a while longer, they had profited. Even if they were killed, they would be executed on the spot. There was nothing to say. "This kid is too strong. Retreat quickly." The remaining death row inmates were not fools. They could see that the opponent was not to be trifled with, and did not dare to fight with Fang Yu. First kill the weaker ones, then besiege Fang Yu. Wasn't that better? Fang Yu looked at them coldly and scanned the audience. There were not many people left alive, whether they were death row inmates or challengers. Now, there was another challenger who was besieged by death row inmate. However, at this moment, Fang Yu heard a sound in his ear. Ding! System task. Save Li Shuiying. Chapter 17. Li Shuiying? Who is Li Shuiying? Fang Yu was stunned. But he reacted quickly. Li Shuiying was probably the one who was being besieged. It was the martial artist who had spoken earlier. At first glance, one could tell that she was a woman. Fang Yu did not say anything and went to save her. He knew that the rewards of the Super Slaughter System's missions were quite generous. There was no need to worry about losing out. On the other hand, this Li Shuiying was about to be besieged to death. If Fang Yu did not make a move, it would be too late. Hee, I didn't expect you to be a young lady. If we were not in public, I would really want to have a taste of your delicacy. Isn't that so? There are not many women among the death row inmates. Even if there are, we can't offend them or touch them. We are worried. Hurry up and kill them. Continue to weaken them and our victory will be in sight. A few martial artists who were besieging Li Shuiying spoke rudely. This made Li Shuiying's expression very ugly. She was originally prepared for everything, but she still underestimated the ability of these fugitives. Indeed, those who could survive in the underground beast fighting arena were not easy to deal with. You dare? Li Shuiying said angrily. Why wouldn't I dare? Some of the fugitives were ready to kill Li Shuiying. Bang! 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 Fang Yu's attacks were sharp. The moment he attacked, he swept away all the people besieging Li Shuiying and forced them to retreat. Li Shuiying opened her mouth in shock. She did not expect that someone would come to save her. Are you okay? Fang Yu asked. I'm fine. Li Shuiying quickly stood up. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission. Rescue Li Shuiying. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the mission reward, Dragon Teeth Blade. Dragon Teeth Blade, foreign weapon. Upon hearing this, Fang Yu's body trembled. Foreign Dao elite weapon, Dragon Teeth Blade? Fang Yu was shocked. In the myriad spirit continent, spirit weapons were divided into 4 grades: Heaven, Earth, Black, and Yellow. However, there were some divine weapons that did not belong to the 4 major grade. It was difficult to determine their specific boundaries. Thus, they were collectively known as otherworldly wonder weapons. The birth of otherworldly elite armaments was usually due to coincidences and extremely special circumstances. Therefore, it was very difficult to generalize their specific grades. Therefore, otherworldly mystical weapons often had unknown powers. Would the host like to withdraw the dragon teeth dagger? The system asked again. Extract. Fang Yu was just worrying about not having a suitable weapon. Buzz, as a burst of light converged, a simple and unadorned dagger appeared in his hand. This saber was snow-white in color, as if it was made from a single material. It was a whole dragon tooth blade. Could it really be forged from a dragon tooth? Fang Yu could not help but think. Dragons, even in the myriad spirit continent, were quite rare creatures. They were at the top of the food chain. It wasn't easy to get a complete dragon tooth. Kid, are you trying to be a hero and save the damsel in distress? A death row prisoner asked gloomily. As Fang Yu looked up, he slashed with his saber. Swoosh! A white light flashed and this death row prisoner was already dead. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing a 4-star martial artist. Due to the fact that this person has committed many evil deeds, you have gained 1,500 experience points. Fang Yu's eyebrows moved. I am only 1 star higher than Lu Qinting, but I have gained 500 more experience points. It seems that this underground fighting arena is very suitable for me. With this calculation, Fang Yu was already a 4-star martial artist. He only needed some more experience points to reach 5-star. This kind of speed could not be described as slow. Fang Yu looked around. There were still 5 challengers alive, including him and Li Shuiying. However, there were still more than 10 death row prisoners. The remaining ones are not simple characters. They besieged the challengers one after another. In the blink of an eye, they killed several people. Fang Yu was secretly vigilant. He was not afraid of these people, but it did not mean that he could let his guard down. After all, there was no lack of people who failed miserably since ancient times. I didn't expect you to be here. Hey 20356 met up with Fang Yu and the rest and said coldly. Hey 2? Fang Yu and the rest were stunned. It's the challenger killer Hey 2? He has lived in the underground fighting arena for a year. Li Shuiying was stunned. It's actually Hey 2. Many people in the audience were dumbfounded. Although some information about the death row prisoners and challengers was released before the competition started. But it wasn't detailed enough, it wasn't complete enough. For example, there were normally 10 to 15 death row prisoners. However, only 10 of them were released in the information. For example, Hey 2 was not in the list or information. This was done on purpose by the organizers to catch them off guard. No matter what, this chaotic battle had already reversed once. No one expected the challengers to be so strong and have the upper hand. Now there was another reversal. The challengers who were about to win this battle suddenly had a big enemy like Hey Tuesday. It could be said that the situation was not good. Hey 2 was a 7-star martial artist at that time. Now he is probably an 8-star martial artist. 0356 also sucked in a breath of cold air. He was quite famous, but luck played an important role. For example, he had never met someone like Hey Tuesday. Now that he met them, there were still 10 of them. It was hard to say whether he would die here today. Hey 2 is a barbarian martial artist. He is probably an 8-star martial artist now. He is not easy to deal with. Li Shuiying muttered to herself. 8-star martial artist? And he is from the barbarian race. Fang Yu's expression changed. Hey 2 was about to reach the martial master realm. The biggest difference between a martial master and a martial artist was that the essence, chi, spirit, and spirit in the body were almost qualitatively different. It was very difficult to kill someone of a higher level. Moreover, the barbarians were born with strong physique. They were also martial artists. The barbarians already had the advantage, not to mention that Hey 2's cultivation was probably at the level of an 8-star martial artist. Therefore, it was not easy to kill Hey 2. Unless we join forces. Surround and kill Hey Tuesday, otherwise, we won't have much chance. 0356 reminded everyone. That's right. They were at most 5-star or 6-star. Although Hey 2 was 7-star or 8-star, he had killed many martial artists and his aura was greatly boosted. Even an old fox like 0356 would not be able to win against him head-on. You still want to surround and kill me? Do you really think my nickname as the Challenger Killer is just for show? Hey 2 seemed to have guessed their thoughts and sneered. Go. Cut off his wings first. Following 0356's shout, Fang Yu and the others tacitly took action. If they allowed the other party to take the initiative, they would probably fail miserably this time. However, if they killed the rest of the death row prisoners first and then surrounded Hey 2, their chances were still very high. I've seen too many of such shows. Everyone, let's gather. I want to see them fight with their lives. Hey 2 laughed wildly, not taking Fang Yu and the others seriously at all. Chapter 18. Fang Yu was calm. Given the current situation, it would be too early to say that they had already lost. Not to mention, Fang Yu had improved a lot in this chaotic battle. His usage of martial arts, cultivation level, and even an unorthodox weapon. If they really fought, it was still unknown if Hey 2 was Fang Yu's match. However, there are too many spectators here. It's not good for me to stand out too much. Otherwise, it'll be a bad thing. Fang Yu thought. Now that the Fang family was investigating what he was doing in the underground black market, if he stood out too much, wouldn't he be walking into a trap? Therefore, he had to win, but he couldn't be too eye-catching. Kill! At this moment, both sides were already fighting. Now that there were only a few of them left, any schemes or tricks wouldn't be of much use. They could only use their fists and close combat. This was an open and above-board massacre. Bang bang bang. Hiss. Swish, swish, swish. Once both sides got close, they started a bloody battle. In an instant, a death row prisoner died, making 0356 and the rest's eyes light up. However, in less than a breath's time, one of them was ambushed by Hey 2, causing serious injuries. Ah, save me. This person wanted to call for help, but before he could escape, he was finished off by Hey 2's saber. Humph, you want to leave after being targeted by me. You're next. Hey 2 finished off this challenger, and said to Fang Yu and the rest in a mocking tone. The current situation was 9 against 4, and Hey 2 was on the death row prisoner's side. Even if Fang Yu and the rest had 0356, they still wouldn't be able to do much. Kill! Fang Yu seized the opportunity and swept his saber, directly finishing off 3 death row prisoners. Oh! Hey 2 narrowed his eyes. Now it was 6 against 4. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up. You're now a 5-star martial artist. Experience 51006000. Fang Yu sighed. Cultivation techniques plus the super massacre system, it was simply amazing. However, not killing Hey 2 is still not safe enough. Fang Yu's gaze fell on the black map. If this tower-like barbarian martial artist were to face him head-on, it would be difficult for Fang Yu to guarantee that he would be able to defeat him. However, Fang Yu had already advanced to a 5-star martial artist. With the addition of the controlling crane capturing Dragon Hand and other techniques, he might not be able to fight back. Brat, you're a little special. I think I should kill you first. Hey 2 also noticed that Fang Yu was not simple. He had seen a lot of people like this. If he didn't pay attention, he might really end up in trouble. Therefore, it was better to kill Fang Yu first. You guys stop the 5 of them. I'll go kill Hey 2. Fang Yu said to Li Shuiying and the others. What? Li Shuiying and the others were astonished. Kill Hey 2 one-on-one? How could this be? Even 0356 couldn't do it. Brat, don't be arrogant. Don't think that you can kill He-2 one-on-one just because you killed a few small fries. 0356 reminded Fang Yu. The great battle royale would only end when one side was completely annihilated. Therefore, it was truly a battle to the death. Fang Yu's strength was not bad. With him and himself around, it wasn't impossible to deal with He-Tuesday. However, if Fang Yu were to throw his life away, they, the challengers, would not have the confidence to make a comeback. Don't worry, I know what I'm doing. You guys block the other death row prisoners for me, Fang Yu said seriously. Li Shuiying still wanted to say something, but Fang Yu had already taken the lead to kill He-Tuesday. Seeing this, although they were helpless, they could only take the lead to block the martial artists outside of He-Tuesday. Otherwise, if they really fought together and messed up the rhythm, it would really be a dead end. There's a path to heaven, but you don't want to take it. There's no door to hell, but you barge in, He-Tu said with deep meaning. Actually, Fang Yu's strength really made He-Tu apprehensive. He just didn't expect this lad to be so youthful and even take the initiative to send himself to his doorstep. It's still hard to say who will live and who will die. Fang Yu's expression didn't change. One-on-one with He-Tu was admittedly quite risky, but if he won, the experience points, actual combat experience, and so on would be quite considerable. Clang! He-Tu and Fang Yu had already clashed in a short moment, and sparks flew everywhere. However, the situation reversed in the next moment. Fang Yu's dragon teeth blade directly broke He-Tu's broadsword after a few breaths of stalemate, almost cutting his stomach open. What? He-Tu's expression changed drastically. What broadsword is this? His broadsword was a true spirit weapon. Even against a weapon of the same quality, it couldn't be easily broken. So what was Fang Yu's broadsword? The dead don't need to know so much, Fang Yu said coldly. To be honest, the dragon teeth blade venerable was an unorthodox weapon. It could be said to be unexpected but reasonable. Now that He-Tu had lost his weapon, it was a great opportunity to kill him. He want to kill me, He-Tu? Is it that simple? He-Tu laughed strangely when Fang Yu closed in. I'm afraid you don't know what color my spirit light is. After speaking, a rolling green light emerged from He-Tu's body. Green spirit light, life spirit light. Fang Yu's expression changed instantly. Spirit light had 7 colors, each different. Green spirit light was the life spirit light. This kind of spirit light could accelerate the healing of injuries and had self-recovery ability. In other words, unless Fang Yu could kill He-Tu with one slash, the 8-star He-Tu would still be superior. It's green spirit light. He-Tu hasn't revealed his spirit light color in so many matches. I didn't expect this kid to force it out today. This kid is finished. Although his spirit weapon is powerful, in close combat, the spirit weapon is restrained. He-Tu has a higher cultivation and a stronger body. Coupled with the green spirit light, the outcome is set. Once this kid dies, 0356 and the rest are lambs waiting to be slaughtered. What a pity, what a pity. Today's odds are pretty good. Many spectators sighed. Due to the prediction that Fang Yu and the rest were the weakest challengers in the recent year, the odds were pretty good. There was no lack of spectators who bet on the dark horse. They didn't expect He-Tu to appear like a dark horse. Now the outcome was set. Just as they were feeling regretful, Li Shuiying and 0356's battle collapsed. Out of the remaining 4 challengers, another one was killed. Although Li Shuiying had taken out a mysterious spirit weapon to protect herself and 0356 also had a strange martial art to control the situation, with one less person, the remaining challengers were struggling. It was only a matter of time before they collapsed. It could be said that once Fang Yu died, this chaotic battle would come to an end. Martial spirit light. Then I'll try mine. Fang Yu made up his mind, gave up the dragon teeth blade and approached He-Tu. Buzz! Once the black spirit light appeared, He-Tu's expression changed because his green spirit light receded like the tide. Chapter 19. Black Spirit Light? What kind of spirit light is this? Why can't it devour my martial spirit light? He-Tu was shocked. Black spirit light was simply unheard of. His martial spirit light disappeared as soon as it came out. At first, he thought it was forced back by the other party, but later, he found that it didn't return to his body at all. It was devoured. Oh! Fang Yu's face revealed a pleasantly surprised expression, because he discovered that when the green spirit light faded away, it actually transformed into an extremely pure energy that poured into his body. This energy didn't increase Fang Yu's cultivation, but it made Fang Yu extremely powerful at this moment. Rumble! Fang Yu took advantage of the situation and used controlling crane capturing dragon hand on He-Tu's chest. Ding! Congratulations to the host for killing the 8-star martial artist He-Tuesday. You've gained 2,900 experience points. Ding! Congratulations to the host for leveling up. Current experience points 800090000. At this moment, Fang Yu's aura skyrocketed. He was an 8-star martial artist now. What? He-Tu is dead. This sudden scene caused everyone present to be extremely aghast. This was He-Tu. Known as the Challenger Killer, the character who lived freely in the underground beast fighting arena for a whole year, actually died just like that? Died in the hands of an unknown brat? No way. How could there be such a ridiculous thing? He-Tu is dead, he's actually dead. Where is the great expert who killed him? Normally, it's impossible to kill He-Tu. To kill He-Tu, an ordinary 8-star martial artist isn't enough. At least a 9-star martial artist. The audience burst into a tsunami of shock. Because the person who died was He-Tu. A terrifying existence who could live in the underground beast fighting arena for a year. He-Tu is dead. The referee's expression also changed. He had supervised He-Tu's participation in several battles. He-Tu was powerful and meticulous. He was He-Tu's only weapon to survive. Even such a cautious and powerful He-Tu was dead. This 95-27 was quite impressive. Let's do it in one go. Fang Yu didn't stop but turned around and shouted. 0356 and Li Shuiying suddenly came to a realization. They no longer defended and turned to attack. They were bitterly holding on, but it wasn't that they couldn't win against these death row martial artists. There was still a clear gap between death row martial artists. Li Shuiying had a lot of treasures, and 0356 had a lot of experience. If they worked together, it would be difficult to kill these people, but it was not impossible. However, they needed to go all out. If they went all out and Fang Yu was killed, they would have to face He-Tu like an arrow at the end of its flight. Only death awaited them. However, now that He-Tu was dead, they had the upper hand. If they didn't end the battle now, when would they? Crackle! With Li Shuiying attacking with all her might and Fang Yu assisting her, the few death row prisoners were instantly defeated. Powerful, powerful! I'm convinced. Many of the audience members were impressed by Fang Yu's performance. No matter how amazed they were or how incredulous they felt, the ones who were alive now were Fang Yu and the others. He-Tu was dead. This was an undeniable fact. This kid has a lot of potential. He has a good chance of winning for 3 days in a row. It's also not impossible for him to win for 7 days in a row. Some of the more insightful people thought to themselves. Fang Yu's rise made them lose a lot of money. However, in a place like the underground beast fighting arena, it was very normal to win and lose. As long as Fang Yu could make them win more money in the future, they didn't mind losing today because of him. Phew, Fang Yu let out a long breath. He didn't exchange greetings with 0356 or Li Shuiying and directly left the beast fighting arena. Seeing Fang Yu come out, his manager was pleasantly surprised. He was prepared for Fang Yu to die here. In the end, not only did Fang Yu win, but he also killed He Tu alone. With such a record, who would believe that Fang Yu couldn't win for 3 days in a row? Even winning for 7 days in a row was highly possible. However, before he could get close to Fang Yu, a group of people pushed him away roughly. Get lost, get lost. The manager was about to scold them, but he recognized that they were the guards and immediately shut up. The guards were the foundation of the long-term stability of the underground black market. No one dared to cause trouble in the underground black market because the guards were the strongest and scariest. Now that the guards were here, no one knew what happened. Could it be He Tu? No. He Tu is notorious among the death row inmates, but compared to the guards, he's a far cry. The manager shook his head. Second miss. Little did he know that these guards directly knelt in front of Li Shuiying. Second miss? Could it be? Fang Yu narrowed his eyes. There was a rumor that the king of the underground black market was the Li family. Li Shuiying's surname was also Li, and the treasures she carried with her made people green with envy. And Big Sister asked you to find me, right? Okay, I'll go back with you. Li Shuiying answered without hesitation. If Big Sister sent people over, she had no choice but to go back. Otherwise, if she was caught, Big Sister would lock her up in a small black room. The loss outweighed the gain. The guards looked at each other. Second Miss was so straightforward this time? Was it really Second Miss herself? But I have a condition. I want to bring him back to see my big sister. Li Shuiying pointed at Fang Yu and said, Me! Fang Yu was stunned. How did this have anything to do with him? You just saved me and killed He Tu alone. You're a talent. My big sister likes talents. If you enter my big sister's eyes, you'll have cultivation techniques, martial arts, treasures, and even spirit weapons. Li Shuiying said proudly. Sorry, I'm not interested. I saved you just now because I took advantage of the situation. After all, if you die, we don't have enough people here, and it's hard for me to spare time to kill He Tuesday. As for killing He Tu, it's only for victory. Fang Yu said lightly. He wasn't a hothead who couldn't wait to suck up to the other party once he heard that they had a big background. If he really went to the Li family's territory, he would be meat on the chopping block, and even freedom would be a problem. Sorry, I'm just telling you as a rule. As for whether you're willing or not, it's actually not within my consideration, Li Shuiying said with a smile. With that, she gestured with her hand, and the guards surrounded Fang Yu, blocking all of his escape routes. Fang Yu was silent, but his aura gradually rose. Seeing this, Li Shuiying hurriedly said, How can you be like this? I'm just kindly recommending you. I'm sincerely repaying you. How about this? I'll give you 100,000 spirit stones as repayment for saving me just now, and then I'll recommend you. I wanted to reject her loudly, but she gave me too much money. After thinking, Fang Yu's eyebrows moved, and he pretended to nod slowly. Chapter 20. Ha ha! Li Shuiying laughed. She knew that there was nothing in this world that money couldn't solve. Later, someone will transfer the money to your account here. Oh right, I see that this is your first time participating in the Battle Royale, so your account level should be elementary, right? Someone, when you transfer the money later, raise it to the Black Diamond account. Li Shuiying ordered. Fang Yu's breathing even slowed down a beat. Black Diamond, this was the rhythm of the underground black market helping to pay for things. Of course, this kind of payment was not unlimited. There was a limit of 1 million spirit stones. 1 million spirit stones a year. In short, it was very difficult to raise the level of an account in the underground black market. From elementary to intermediate, intermediate to advanced, it was unknown how many spirit stones one had to spend in the middle. not to mention the highest-level black diamond account. Some people even said that it was impossible to raise the level of a black diamond account through normal spending, but it required the approval of the Li family's higher-ups before it could be granted. In comparison, 100,000 spirit stones was really nothing. Thinking about this, Fang Yu glanced at Li Shuiying. "Don't worry, you are a person with potential, and you saved my life, so the chances of getting a black diamond account are still very high. When you meet my elder sister, this matter will be settled." Li Shuiying didn't dare to look at Fang Yu and said with a guilty conscience. Obviously, she couldn't make all the decisions about what she said just now, she could only decide some of the things. "Let's go and meet your sister," Fang Yu said. "Okay." After saying that, Li Shuiying signaled the guards to lead the way. Watching Fang Yu and the others leave, the agent didn't react. When they were far away, he patted his head. Why didn't he think of showing his face in front of the second miss? He had heard that the first miss was fair and strict, and was proficient in the ways of the world, while the second miss was lively and generous, like a child giving treasures. If he could win the favor of the second miss, wouldn't a promotion and a raise be a matter of minutes? What a loss! "Who is your sister?" On the way, Fang Yu asked. Although there were many rumors about the Li family in the underground black market, only the higher-ups knew the truth. Even the higher-ups might not know the truth about the Li family. This was because the Li family's backer was an existence that surpassed the martial grandmaster realm. This was what people said by word of mouth. He even said that this was the reason why the three great clans did not dare to fall out with the underground black market. They couldn't deal with a martial spirit, so they could only turn a blind eye. As for this Wu Ling, he only pursued martial arts wholeheartedly, and had little interest in mundane matters. The only way was to let her acknowledge his strength. Only then would he have the qualifications to discuss conditions with Li Qiuhong. "You are not a martial grandmaster now. I will let you use your spiritual weapon to receive 3 moves from me. If you can receive all of them, I will acknowledge your qualifications. At that time, you can ask for benefits or whatever you want." Li Qiuhong said unhurriedly. "Come." Fang Yu replied seriously. This, Li Shuiying was somewhat dumbfounded. She was the middleman between Fang Yu and Li Qiuhong. Firstly, she wanted to increase her sister's strength. Secondly, she wanted to take the opportunity to repay Fang Yu for saving her life. As long as she followed her sister, she would have no resources. However, the moment the two of them met, their first reaction was to exchange blows. This really made Li Shuiying scratch her head in bewilderment. "Second young miss, don't worry. First young miss knows what she is doing. Moreover, I think this kid is not easy to deal with. This battle will be quite interesting." An old man in luxurious clothes chuckled. "Grandpa Chun." Li Shuiying's eyes lit up. This was the butler who had served the Li family for many years. He had grown up in the Li family since he was young. Although his surname was not Li, he was close to Li Shuiying and the others, as if they were elders. At this time, Li Qiuhong had already made her move. Fang Yu did not dare to underestimate his opponent. Although Li Qiuhong was young, she was a young genius. Moreover, as the first young miss of the Li family, she probably had more treasures than the old dog, third elder. It could be said that in terms of overall strength, Li Qiuhong was stronger than third elder. Her treasures could smash him to death. A mere difference of 3 or 4 stars was not worth mentioning. Chapter 21. The Daughter of the Underground Black Market. It wouldn't be strange if she had a pill that could help her break through to the martial master realm. Fang Yu's eyes flickered. To be honest, no one would believe that she could rise more than 10 levels in 3 to 7 days. Li Qiuhong could definitely be called a cultivation genius, but she was only a 5-star martial artist now. If she wanted to reach the peak of martial master in one go, it would be as difficult as ascending to heaven. Therefore, external strength was very important. You still have the mood to be distracted? As Li Qiuhong spoke, she had already attacked. Killing breaking wolf fist. Roar. Li Qiuhong's fist blasted out, and there was a faint roar of a demonic beast. Although it was called killing breaking wolf, it wasn't just a wolf. This is a branch of a powerful martial art. Fang Yu saw through the details at a glance. Killing breaking wolf fist was a martial art that gathered the characteristics of many demonic beasts. Although it was just a branch, it had a strong power and the characteristics of a wolf. If someone with a weak mind faced this martial art, their first reaction would be to go soft. How could they fight against this? In a fight between martial artists, victory or defeat was decided in an instant. Kill! Fang Yu didn't stupidly take Li Qiuhong's fist head-on. He had a saber, the dragon teeth saber. Why not use his saber? Xiao! Sure enough, even a girl like Li Qiuhong, with the advantage of cultivation, didn't dare to take Fang Yu's saber head-on. After all, they were made of flesh and blood. When the sound of the wind was heard, Li Qiuhong's movement slowed down and avoided Fang Yu's saber. She was also weak and no longer a threat. You're not stupid. Li Qiuhong retracted her fist and glanced at Fang Yu. She was indeed in need of talents. However, she wasn't in need of idiots. If he really fought with her with his flesh and blood in order to show off, he would be at a disadvantage at the beginning. How could he take the second and third move? Therefore, this guy was interesting. The second move is coming. Seeing that Fang Yu wasn't speaking, Li Qiuhong didn't delay and immediately attacked. She knew that Fang Yu was serious about dealing with her. As long as he held onto this grudge, Fang Yu would only become stronger and more courageous. Wolf-killing fist change. In the second move, Li Qiuhong's movements changed, her aura changed, and her fist intent soared to the heavens. It was the fist technique that Li Qiuhong had practiced before. What a powerful fist technique! This Li Qiuhong is incredible. Her comprehension is so high that she can integrate her own changes into a separated martial art. Fang Yu was shocked. Although this change was not big, it made the killing breaking wolf fist completely different. Originally, the killing breaking wolf fist was aggressive like a wolf or a tiger. Now, the killing breaking wolf fist had changed, but it had a kind of intelligence. It was like a demonic beast with intelligence, using every bit of its strength to the extreme. It was very terrifying. No matter how you change, I'll break all of them with my strength. Fang Yu brandished his dragon-teeth blade, one blade against the other's fist. This time, Li Qiuhong did not retreat. The difference between the killing breaking wolf fist and the killing breaking wolf fist was that it had more changes and was more agile. When Fang Yu's blade chopped down, the killing breaking wolf fist changed to a roundabout attack and heavily landed on the blade. Bang! The huge force caused Fang Yu to stagger. Li Qiuhong also did not feel good, because in the midst of the collision, the dragon-teeth blade had a strange echo, causing her mind to waver. What material is this? This is not an ordinary spirit weapon. Li Qiuhong asked in shock. If it was an ordinary item, how could it enter my Fang Yu's eyes? Fang Yu was shocked in his heart, but his expression was calm. The value of the outer Dao elite weapons lay in the word elite. No one would ever know how profound an outer Dao elite weapon was. Even its creator, its owner, was the same. This was because the birth of an outer Dao elite weapon was often an accident, a coincidence. No one knew how many mysteries were involved. For example, Fang Yu's dragon-teeth blade. This dragon tooth was filled with the sound of a dragon and did not dissipate for a long time. Instead, when it became the dragon-teeth blade, it sealed the power of the dragon's sound within. However, with Fang Yu's current strength, it was very difficult for him to activate the profundity of the dragon's sound. However, when facing an enemy, it could be activated by chance. Good, there's still one last move. Your spirit weapon is too powerful. This time, I'm going to use my true strength. If you still rely on external forces, I'm afraid you will lose. Li Qiuhong reminded. Naturally, she was not afraid of Fang Yu. Although the dragon teeth blade was profound, unless it had even more special abilities, it would be impossible for her to fall for it after she knew about it. To end this battle in such a way did not have much meaning. Furthermore, it only showed that Fang Yu was only SOSO. Come. Fang Yu took a deep breath and did not immediately put down the dragon teeth blade. How Li Qiuhong saw it was her problem. How Fang Yu saw it was the most important thing. Whether or not he should use the dragon teeth blade, it was up to Fang Yu to decide. 100 Beast King Fist. Li Qiuhong's aura rose explosively like the king of all beasts. Her aura suppressed Fang Yu instantly. This is the aura of martial arts and her powerful cultivation aura. Fang Yu knew that things were not good. No wonder Li Qiuhong did not want him to rely on external forces. Under such circumstances, if he wanted to use the blade, he would definitely be slower by a beat. Therefore, Fang Yu made a prompt decision and threw the blade, adopting the stance of controlling crane capturing dragon hand. Controlling crane capturing dragon hand. 9 cranes and 9 dragons. Fang Yu was not to be outdone and faced Li Qiuhong head-on. This is not a wise move. Steward Chen shook his head lightly. Who did not know that Li Qiuhong's cultivation was higher than Fang Yu's? What good would it be if they met force with force? What they did not know was that the moment Fang Yu and Li Qiuhong came into contact, the crane and dragon on his hands seemed to come alive and continuously dissolved Li Qiuhong's aura. When they met in close combat, she was already an arrow at the end of its flight. Bang! Impossible! Li Qiuhong was shocked that Fang Yu forced her to retreat. Although Fang Yu's martial arts were mysterious, the difference between the two was not small. How could she be defeated directly? This was impossible. Young mistress, this kid is not ordinary. Steward Chen, who was still shaking his head, said in astonishment. He just entered a state of enlightenment. State of enlightenment? Yes, the state of enlightenment. This state allowed his martial arts to faintly improve and surpass the realm of the 9th grade. Therefore, it overshadowed your 100 Beast King Fist. After all, if you want to cultivate the 100 Beast King Fist to the spiritual martial arts level, you need to observe the habits of the beast. Young mistress, you are still lacking in this aspect. Steward Chen analyzed seriously. He is a martial arts genius that does not lose to young mistress. What? Hearing this, Li Qiuhong could not help but take another look at Fang Yu. One must know that Steward Chen would not easily praise someone. For Fang Yu to receive such an evaluation, it could only mean that he was not ordinary. He is so powerful, sister. Can you give him a place in the blood pool? Li Shuiying took the opportunity to ask. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.